Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Native Playbook. Happy Tuesday. We're here with Blades of Bahamut. Before we begin, we got a couple announcements. Starting off with Kayla.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. We are a few weeks into our charity stream event for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Our goal is to reach $1,000 by the end of June, and we need your help. The AFSP uses your donations to fund research and educational programs, advocate for public policy, and help support survivors of suicide loss. Young people, especially those from marginalized communities, are at higher risk than ever for depression and suicide. The AFSP has chapters in all 50 states. You can support them by donating for the charity stream or joining one of their Out of Darkness walks in your local area. The link to donate is on our Twitch homepage. You can click on the Nerdy Playbook symbol that is rainbow colored to find out more information and donate today. And as a reminder, if you or a loved one is suffering from suicidal ideation, you can speak to someone who can help you by dialing 988 today. Thanks.
And last but not least, Ben.
All right, everybody. Hi, everyone. Apollo here. No, actually, speaking as Apollo's Jiminy Cricket here, which is actually evil. So this weekend, May 20th, I am part of a company that does a burlesque show, cabaret. It's called Peep Show. It's down at Storyville, downtown Chicago, over by like the Hard Rock. If anybody is interested in going, it is a late night show. Doors open at 9:30. Show starts at 10. You can find tickets online at allevent.in or eventbrite.com for $40. And because you're listening right now to us here, you get the scoop here. UNation, $20, half off. You can get a ticket. So come see your lovable idiot in full white face paint and make it a jerk of himself. So if you guys can make it, great. And hope to see you there.
That's awesome.
You sold me on the jerk of yourself. Like, that's what I want to see.
That's right. I insult others. I insult myself at the same time.
Burlesque? Ben being a jerk? Yeah!
Apollo being a jerk. Who would think?
Zephinia's not here right now, but hopefully she'll join pretty soon. So we'll get her in whenever she's ready. But without further note, let's get it started. All right, we're back. So, last week, decided to play a little game, ask you questions out of everyone. Things got a little... some people were kind of questioning people's truthfulness. After a little bit of talking, it was made notice that even though it looked like Sylyk is not there, and he replaced himself as Echo without anybody noticing. Immediately noticing that as a problem, Wren immediately backed themselves up to a wall, being confronted by Gaju, kind of going in for a direct, let's be honest here. Immediately you see a blue dagger get chucked into your off arm. You will take damage, since it was natural 20, but we haven't gotten there yet. As immediately you see this, as immediately disappears, as you immediately just see Sylyk charging at you, Wren, sword out with murderous intent. And that's where we left off.
I have a question for you, DM. We didn't get to cover it because it was right at the end of the session, but I do have deflect missiles, and so I wanted to know if... I know it's a nat 20, so I can't throw it, but can I attempt to?
You can reduce the
deflect it? And
damage.
did you even-
You can
Did
attempt to
you roll
reduce
me
the
the damage yet?
I didn't yet, no. Since it was the end of the
Okay,
session,
well,
I didn't
I'm-
roll damage yet.
I'm gonna try to deflect missiles.
Fair enough. Okay, so it'd be 22 points of damage.
Okay, so I can spend 1 key point. I can just use my reaction.
And since this is a hacked weapon, immediately, like as you try to deflect it, it kind of like breaks apart and just kind of like disappears into its eldritch energy form.
Okay, so I just have to roll 1d10.
During this process, Gaju, you would have seen the blade specifically miss you and go straight into the only part of the body for Wren that is exposed that wouldn't hit you, which is their off arm. As immediately they push it away and try to reduce down the damage taken so it doesn't actually make them bleed. You do recognize the blade and eventually hear the footsteps of a charging Sylyk come past you. We're going to roll initiative.
Hell yeah.
Oh boy.
So,
I'm still reeling from what they messaged me.
Hello!
because I don't know if anybody's going to enter in the combat along with them, everybody's going to roll initiative. So, depending on where this goes.
I didn't get any of my dice ready because I'm dumb.
Small side note, can we... So, I have left the room because I am...
Put your
Sylyk
token where
is-
it's supposed to be.
Okay, I do have it there. I was just wondering if we can clear out all of the other menus
Where
on the
are
main
we
deck.
right now?
So you're
Here?
right here. Yeah, I put you right in front
Okay.
of Wren because I figured that's where you would have been. All
Oh.
right, so let's
Oh.
take that off.
What is he?
And-
There's a couple extra pawns on the deck of the middle boat.
Yeah, I took care of it.
Yeah.
It's all of Sylyk's
I
Echo
can
Knights
just-
and more.
Okay,
Reload
Apollo,
because-
are you in the room or are you out on the deck?
No, I was in the room
Okay.
because we were all sitting there talking, playing the game.
Okay. And
I think
Tiffany,
Dahlia
you're
was the
back
only
in
one that
room.
left.
Yeah, I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Okay. And I think then we're all good. All right.
Sometimes I can see what the
Ooh,
heck.
Ooh, there's a Sylyk and a deer at the front of the ship.
Is there?
I just
oh,
moved her from there. Thought.
Oh.
Another one? There's another one.
I got it.
Doppelgangers
All over the
everywhere.
place.
Oh, everywhere.
All right.
Everywhere.
All right. So, 20 or higher.
21.
21 from
Nice.
Dira. 15 or higher.
16.
15.
18.
Okay.
Oof.
And I got the 18, but who said the 16 and who said the 15?
I was 16. They
16
were 15.
and Gaji was 15? Okay.
1 second, I have to grab my dice.
Ben, did you roll a 2?
2. Actually, I rolled a 1.
Ben?
Nice.
Oh no.
Lemon bars!
Oh
Pocket
my
seat.
God.
Also, this is peak conspiracy time, but my
Yes.
hairstyle does not support the hat today, so
So,
we're just rocking
with-
this.
With him already getting his surprise attack, we go to regular initiative in combat order. His blade weapon is his surprise attack. But he is literally... Oh god, like, what the hell? Okay. He is currently, like, in mid-leap over the table, so he's not, like, jumping on the table. He's, like, literally, like, half in the air, like, ready to leap and, like, move around Gaju to actually... In his other hand, he actually has his sword. So we're going to start off with Dira.
I am going to run and try and get in between there and get my shield up.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what to roll for that. But that is what she wants to do.
You just want to put your shield up?
Yeah, I just want to get in between. I'm
Does
not
Dira just-
attacking him.
Walk
Do you-
around with her shield at all times.
On her back,
Oh.
it's fine.
I was gonna say I'm so here for it. It's very
We got
fair.
attacked by a dragon yesterday. I got up this morning and put on everything.
That's very fair.
100% yes.
I just wanted to make sure this was canon.
Yeah.
because I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay, so you
I
got your
totally
shield up.
understand.
Are you going to hold
Yeah.
anything, or are you just going to just say, I'm just going to hold up my shield? That's it. Like any reaction. Held action. However you want to phrase
No, because I want to keep my reactions. I've got a couple of reaction options that I want to hold on to. So I am just gonna interpose myself.
it. Okay. Wren, you have successfully deflected some or maybe all the damage, but you're able to at least get rid of a decent amount. What would you like to do?
Wren's face darkens in front of Gaiju, and they immediately take the bonus action disengage because they're gonna get the fuck out of that corner that they're in. So they are going to use their full 40 feet of movement to get out of this room and disengage from everyone.
Okay.
So I, for some reason, don't have control of my token. Oh no.
Let me double
I don't know
check.
why.
Clicking and dragging isn't working?
Nope, I can't select it at all. I'm on select move and I can't even highlight my token.
Alright, drag your token on yourself. Maybe it's because I put your token on for you.
It could be. Let me get over there and do it. Okay, yep, perfect. So let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 gets me past Apollo.
Take into account, you would have had to move over the table, so that would have to count as extra movement to get over the table to get around.
Can I do an acrobatics check to
Sure.
reduce the movement that it takes?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's gonna be an 15.
Yeah, you're fine. You don't lose any movement. Or you don't have to spend any more movement specifically.
All right. I will use the next 10 feet of my movement to get out here. And then... So I'll be up one more 5 feet of the stairs, and then I will use my action to dash.
Okay.
And so I have 40 more feet.
Okay, so that would... I gotta remember this was- So this is... I believe it is specifically puts you on the main deck then.
Is the entrance to the mess underneath that stair?
Yeah.
Okay. Still disengaging. So I can pass Dahlia.
Oh. What do they look like right now?
What do you mean?
Intense.
Like,
serious.
Yeah, I was good. Like pissed, scared,
None of
on
the
a
above.
mission. Oh.
Chill, but serious.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna jump up on the deck, and as they pass Dahlia, they're just going to say, I know you have a lot of questions. So when everyone else comes charging up here chasing me, I hope you'll at least give me a moment. But if not, and I just back up even more, so 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm gonna try to get somewhere. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go the opposite way. Sorry, retconning my movement.
Okay.
I've got what is this, a mast here?
Yeah.
Okay. And does it have pegs for the crow's nest?
Sure.
So that will put me 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can, if there's pegs for the crow's nest and I can go 10 feet vertically, then I'm going to wrap one leg around the rope and put my back against the mast just so I have a little elevation, 10 feet up, and can bottleneck, and that's my turn.
Okay.
So I'm
Dahlia.
technically here, but I'm 10 feet.
You're 10 feet up, yep.
Well, I was just on a lovely stroll looking for my brother. Turns out he's not here. But
He's downstairs.
yeah. I assume I would hear the commotion of people running over tables and things weren't said, so I don't know what the hell is going on. So I'm just going to look at them and be like, is everything okay?
Remains to be seen.
Did I miss something?
Only a little.
Cool. I'm just gonna pass my turn at this point. I don't know what's going on.
All right, got you.
I'm
Oh,
still
you're muted.
unarmed, by the way. Like, I haven't drawn a weapon.
Okay.
All you missed was me saying fuck. So, I will take my full movement to move at wrong. I can move here. 35 feet. Oh. All I know is that Wren has messaged me basically saying that I will be dead in 2 years.
That's not what I said. I said, did you wonder if you would be alive in 2 years?
You know what? Right now, that's what he's thinking, so...
Okay.
Emotions are heated.
You said what?
Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth?
Sorry,
If Delia had popcorn, she would absolutely be eating it right now. No idea what's going on. This is soap opera.
I am... God. I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
On them.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's 120 feet, so looks like I just need to roll to hit.
The cleric of conspiracy.
That probably doesn't hit, but let me double check.
I need to make a t-shirt. That'll be my next trick.
We need so many.
Yeah, no, that's a 10, so I assume I miss.
That's a miss.
Okay. And that's all I can really do, I think. So
Okay.
You did what exactly?
I ran out and I tried to Eldritch Blast them.
What
Do you
is
say
going on?
You just attacked me.
Sylyk hearing that got you fired a blast, assuming that Wren somewhere went onto the main deck. Sylyk is going to run 10, 15, 20. It's about here. And he's gonna see he's just gonna yell, just get down from there. I'll make this quick. He starts spinning his blade around.
We were playing a party game.
I'm free to respond or wait till my
Yeah,
turn?
you can respond.
You clearly think you know what's happening, but you don't. I obviously don't want to fight you. Think about it. Why would I be on this fucking ship in the middle of the ocean heading to my certain death with no avenue for escape?
He just points his blade at you like it's like a finger pointing. I know a liar when I hear one.
You've never lied.
Oh, I've lied plenty of times.
I look at Dahlia.
Damn. Damn. Ooh.
He takes his offhand. He's gonna chuck another dagger at you. 24 to hit.
Jeez, I can't even deflect that with shield. Good God. Yeah, that hits.
What the
I'll use
fuck
my-
is going on?
I will use my reaction to deflect missiles.
Okay, 12 points of force damage, so however you want to do that.
Let me roll 1d10.
I look at the boys beside me. Does anyone want to fill me in?
I more than deflect the damage, so I can throw it back at him, but I choose not to. I catch it instead.
Okay.
Ooh, smooth. And I spin it.
Okay. It only gets about like 3 seconds as you're like spinning it, and then you just kind of notice it just kind of disappears into like an eldritch poop of magic, but you're able to catch it and take no damage. Apollo.
Okay. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and move 5, 10 out to the deck here.
Somehow this is Apollo's fault.
It's always my fault. Let's see, 15. Let's see, 20, 25, 30. All right. Would I have been able to hear what Wren just said?
I mean,
I yelled
it's not a huge ship. You would have heard also what Sylyk said.
Okay, just making sure. All right, I'm gonna double move, but as I get to about here, I'm gonna take flight, and I'm going to put myself right here between Sylyk and Wren with my back to Wren.
Okay, so you're going to be at an even level of height to Wren?
Correct. So I'm going to be like blocking, basically. Turn to Sylyk, and he's just going to say, hold on, Sylyk. We need to let stronger wills and minds prevail here, and calmer minds, and we need to maybe discuss this for a second. They have a legitimate point here. Why would they come on this ship and put themselves surrounded by enemies and potentially just to succeed at pretend killing one of us when the rest of us would end them for sure?
He just looks at you.
I'll try a persuasion roll. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you can give me a persuasion. Yeah.
All right, let's give it a shot. The dice hate this. That would be a 6.
Okay. Just looks at you. They're lying about something. And something about their story, and I'm not a really big fan of it. Move. Or are you going down too?
I'll just kind of look at him, and I like. Oh, I'm gonna be a dick. I'm just gonna be like, but so you would try to kill me again?
Oh!
I'm not gonna kill you, bud. I'm just gonna move you out of my way.
Yeah, that's what you said last time. Yeah, right in the
give me an intimidation check.
Okay.
My
That's a
fan
little
has been
better.
stolen.
Oh, that's a little better. A 15.
Okay. That was really his turn, so we'll see when it comes back around to him or to your turn. Unless there's anything else you want to do.
I just over my shoulder, kind of like half looking at Wren, like over my glasses. I'm just like, if there's a time to come clean with everything, it is now.
I never had to do when you're getting stabbed.
Well, now you have a shield in the way. Now talk. Please.
Sassy Apollo. Oh my goodness.
Dira.
enough.
Okay, can I get to here?
Yeah. I mean, so this stairwell is underneath this
Yeah.
stairwell. So yeah.
Well, it's just I was going over the table too, so I'm trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out what that might take out of my.
If you wanted to go over the table, give me an acrobatics check to make sure it's not like extra.
Make sure I
movement
don't
for
fall
you.
on my face.
Well, it's just whether or not you want to consider it extra movement
Yes.
for actually having to move up and then back down.
8.
8. No, so you're gonna have to use up an extra 5 feet to get over the table.
So, but
Unless you, yeah.
Trying
So-
to think, can I get there then, or?
So you were here,
Am I-
right?
Yeah,
Or you were here. So
I was here.
okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And you got 30 feet of movement?
Yeah. This
So it'd
is
be
where
where
I'm
you are
trying to
now.
get to. So this is where I can get to?
Yeah.
All right. All right. And hearing all of this, kind of look between Sylyk and Wren and Sylyk and Wren. I am going to cast command on Wren. Explain!
Okay.
And that is Wisdom save 14.
Alright.
I'm assuming that they're a monk. They should be fine. But
We'll
Depends
find
on what
out.
the dice say. The dice can
I'm
be
probably
fighting.
good. I rolled a 14 on the die that puts me at 18.
Well, yeah.
I just say, Dira, you don't have to command me to do what I'm already trying to do.
You ain't been trying too hard so far. Okay, and then even I can tell that.
You know, this is just peak tensions, so I'm gonna. Don't mind me.
Yeah, that's gonna be me for now. That's it.
all right, Ren. I don't know. Now Dahlia's got the shades on.
This is probably the juiciest gossip we've had this entire campaign. Maybe.
But where's the milk?
Where's the milk? Where's the
I
fan?
drank it all. I drank it all last week.
I actually tried to order that fan. It is out of stock.
Oh no!
I'm like,
We'll
God
get it for you.
dang it. I really wanted it. Because all of a sudden I
Look at all
just...
of them.
What's that?
I peek over Apollo's shoulder so I can look them all in the face. And I just say, all I asked is what happened. Your silence said much of what I needed to know. But like me, you have your secrets to keep. I understand that. But how long do you plan to be complicit in the transgressions of the people that you serve? Innocent Nilithirians died and you watched it get buried. Whatever they unleashed upon the world, I ask you again, was it worth it? My father, my sister, they died that day. Abby Everett? Did she deserve it? Did I? Have you even told Apollo what happened? Or is he in the dark too? I wasn't lying when I said I wanted revenge. I wasn't. I'm not here for you. They take patient defense.
Okay. Dahlia.
And they move up 5 feet.
Hoo-wee.
You
What a
climb
bump.
another 5 feet?
Yes.
I knew that was coming. Hoo-wee.
Ooh-wee.
I say, speaking of being in the dark, and I am casting darkness, so no one can blindly throw shit at each other until we figure out what the fuck is going on. So I'm going to cast it right in the middle of the group, so that's a 15-foot radius, high and wide, to hopefully have everyone calm the hell down.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck I missed. But they deserve answers and not to get stabbed until they can at least give us some, and maybe we can help. I say that to everyone. Wren, do you want to come down?
You're gonna leash your dog, and I look at Sylyk.
brutal.
Is he Sylyk in the darkness?
I don't know if we can even see.
Yeah, I don't think you guys can
everyone's-
see each other. Yeah, I don't think everybody can
Everyone's
see
in
each
None
the
of you can
darkness.
see each other except me.
Yep.
And I just see this big blob of darkness.
other.
He killed one of you once, and now I know what both of you are capable of when you're angry enough. I apologize for my reservations.
Sylyk, are we cool?
He's not going to respond yet. Is that the end of your turn, Dahlia?
Yeah. If I can have one more response, I'll just be like, Sylyk. That's it.
Got you.
I'm going to move here, and I'm gonna cast Entangle on Sylyk.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He needs to make a strength saving throw for 14.
Okay. Alright. See, it's been... Yep, it's been enough time. Okay. You're going to notice as soon as you do this, a glow comes from his left hand. He auto-saves from a strength saving throw. Does not affect him.
Shady motherfucker. You guys want to say I'm the shady one. He's so shady right now.
As he just looks at you, Gaju, I'm really sick of
He
people
can't see
trying
me if
to...
he's in the darkness.
How'd you see me? Or how'd you see Sylyk?
Because I knew where he was before I left.
Okay. Well, then he's just going to mention out loud, I'm really getting sick of people trying to... Hang on, I just got to record something real quick.
We're on the edge of our seats.
He's just gonna yell out, I'm really getting sick of people thinking they're not strong enough to deal with your crap. And on his turn, he's gonna look up to where he assumes Apollo is. He's gonna yell out, alright! Fine. He sheathes the sword. At the same time, Apollo, you're gonna hear a mental image in your head. Do me a favor. If you want me to not attack, convince them to come down.
Can I reply?
Yeah, you can reply.
Oh, I got telepathy. I can tell. Oh yeah. I'll just be like, I will do my best. I can't tell if you put your sword away, but if you did, thank you.
Okay. That ends his turn. His sword is sheathed. Apollo, your turn.
Okay, so am I in the darkness or is it in front of me?
I think it was put in between the groups, so it'd be like, I guess, 20 feet in the air. So it'd be like
I'm in the
here.
air, but
I think it would be like
Oh.
here, like between this group and you two, assumingly.
got
based
it.
off
Okay,
what I
so I'm
got.
not actually in it.
I don't think so.
Okay. So seems Wren has gone up 5 feet. I'll lift up that 5 feet and kind of just spin around and be like, he's calmed down, but you need to calm down, and we all need to discuss this like civilized people, and we just all cards on the table, or otherwise we're just gonna keep having these problems, and we're all stuck together, and it's just not gonna end well. And just please.
I'll come down if I can talk to guide you alone.
That's not gonna. We need to all talk together. That's the problem. We
I'll
can't keep
tell you
hiding.
what you want to know. Some secrets aren't mine.
Well, I hate to break this to you, but we all have had secrets, and everybody is hiding something from everybody. There's imaginary god friends. There's people trying to kill each other. We just need to stop, have some tea, and just talk.
Okay. Dira?
They were alive when we left.
Where are they? All of them.
Addie. Anyone else? We don't know. But that much I can tell you. We fought for them.
I don't see anything else.
Cole. If I hear Sylyk moving, I'm going to try to tackle him.
Okay.
I'm not attacking anybody with a weapon. I'm just not.
Okay. Alright. Alright. If you want to use it as a reaction, you'd have to be already within 5 feet of him. Because technically you don't have reach for.
All right, I'm going to step up to the edge of the
Okay. That makes
darkness.
sense.
and
Okay, cool.
listen.
Alright, awesome. Wren.
I'm gonna use my action to cast message to guide you. I just say, aren't you tired of being someone else? I know you don't have any love for the leadership in Ilithia, but I never believed that they did what you said. Do you want to watch our country crumble? This might be a suicide mission for us both, but if I have to die by the slow arrow of New Averant, I'm taking that bastard with me. I backflip off the edge, slow fall down, and land on the other side of the darkness. Just look up at Apollo, put my hands up.
Do I get a response then?
Mhm.
Alright. You know a lot for someone who doesn't know anything about me.
You can't see their face, but they smile.
Anything else?
It's my turn. I'm standing at the back of the pool, hands up, looking up at Apollo.
Dahlia?
Sylyk hasn't moved since I cast Darkness.
Nope.
So I'm going to make my way to where I assume he is just to get in front of him, because this worked out so well for me last time, but I'm gonna do it again anyway.
Okay.
Oh shit. I meant to be here. And I'm staring at him in front of him. Does he have a weapon at the ready currently?
Not that you can tell. His hands are at his side. He has his left hand resting on the handle of his sword, but it's not actually holding it.
Okay, so nothing drawn.
No. But you do know that the way that he summons his daggers is they don't get drawn from anywhere. He literally just summons them in his palm's hand.
True.
He's not currently gesturing to use his pack weapon.
I'm going to look at him and I'll be like, we need to talk about this, not fight. On the ship, in the ocean. Please.
What? Oh, where do you want to talk? This is DM talking to you.
This is addressing the whole situation. Everyone needs to talk. So I could say we all need to talk.
Talking's what got us into this situation. They want to be honest. We're all good.
Give them the opportunity.
I am. All I need is bring him down.
I'm going to
I'm already down.
dissipate.
Waiting for you.
I'm going to dissipate darkness so everyone can see each other again.
Okay.
Let's talk.
All right. All right. Select single order combat. Unless anybody else wants to do anything that would be combat related, we'll end it there.
I cast fireball and everybody knows.
And the ship goes on fire, and it's truly Apollo's fault.
I was the big guy.
I will start approaching Apollo and Wren.
I keep my hands where people can see them.
Okay.
Okay, Wren.
So out from around the pole, my eyes are locked on Sylyk, but I turn my head and I'm talking to everyone else. All I want is to get to the island. If you want to leave me there, proceed with me. I don't care. My sister, Mira, she's dead. And she is the only thing that I've ever cared about. And like it or not, the actions that most of you, I nod at Apollo, took part in that day led to her death. Violently, at the hands of Everett. And I watched it happen to every person in the city, systematically murdered. So I ask you again, what did you find? I have a good idea, but I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to find out. You don't want me around, that's fine. For all you know, I might get caught, captured, murdered when we arrive. All I'm asking for is your silence. I send a message to guide you, and what I do is I have a copper ring on. Anyone who knows anything about casting message will immediately know I'm casting it, but I go like this, and I twist the ring on my hand, I cast message to guide you and say, your privacy is yours. If you want to talk, let me know. I just wait.
After.
I've been following all of you for quite some time. After I saw you arrive and be the harbingers of destruction for the place where I was born, I watched for a while. I was trying to find out if you were complicit or if you were your own people. And what I saw was a variety of beliefs, sacrifices, motivations. Two holy figures questioning their allegiance. One run away from his homeland, fighting for another. One protecting his sister. I witnessed a lot. But basically everywhere you've been, I assumed that I saw it. Didn't attack you. I wasn't looking for secrets. I was just trying to figure out if I would make it off this ship alive. And I thought I might have a chance after seeing what kind of people you might be. If you want to prove me wrong, here I am.
What an amazing time for Zafinity to walk in.
As if anyone comes out of her cabin saying, "Feel much better now."
Oh
It was, or she was feeling better.
There's no easy way to explain what we saw down there. Nor the amount of regret that we have for releasing what we did. That's on me.
It's on all of us. We thought we could stop it.
We tried to.
And we saw it. We still tried to.
We tried to save as many people as we could, and that's what we thought we were doing, and that's what we left believing.
But some of you know that's not what happened.
We all know that's not what happened.
Call us harbingers. You say it's our actions caused it. Maybe that's so. Ain't by our choice.
What are you prepared to do about it?
What do you suggest? Because we've been trying to figure that out for a couple weeks now and ain't got too far.
Heading into the belly of the beast, not knowing where your allegiances lie. Pretty dangerous decision, don't you think?
Less dangerous than not showing up.
I don't have much choice.
Because of your father.
She's gonna look at them with like a very hard expression.
He's safe. I saw him myself. I told you I looked where you didn't want people to look. I had to. The one I know the least about is probably this one, and that's only because he's new, but I know what he got up to in the club. And I just smile. At least I think I do.
Well, the gentleman never tells.
You had to. Why?
You want to board a ship with your enemies and sail for weeks, hoping that they don't find out who you are. What do you want to hope
Aboard a
for?
ship at all. And that ain't the question. You're real good at not answering the question been asked.
Why, look. Do you think I want to follow Zealots of Kokobiel? Do you think I
Why?
trust this one? And I point at Sylyk. If I didn't believe he didn't have doubt?
So you had to spy on us in particular. You had to learn all these things to hold over us.
Not holding anything, just trying to guarantee my own survival. As far as I knew, you were directly
Forced you on
related.
this, nobody forced you on this ship.
Influencing. Right, but you're my best chance to get there, because as you know...
Then you didn't have to. You chose to. Admit that, and that's a start.
Let me put it this way. I had to do it to decide whether you were part of the people who I thought deserved to live or die. And I think you all probably deserve to live.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I am angry. But I don't think it's your fault. I just think you are complicit. All of us have been complicit. One time or another, even if we didn't want to be. Because that is the way New Averant works. I've lived there for a long time. I understand that very intimately.
Come
But
on
I want
here.
to know what you want. I want to know what you want. Do any of you even know?
were working on that. Did you miss all that in all your watching?
No, I didn't.
So we decide right now and match your morals and your aims, or it ain't good enough.
No, you are all good enough to let me stay on your
How
ship.
very kind of you.
If you decide to part ways with me, that would be the ideal situation. But I can't control what you decide to do from here. I'm putting my trust in your hands. You can throw me in the brig, and you can turn me into Tafton or the 3 immaculate generals of New Avrant. Or you can see fault with what happened in Elfid, and you can just let me pass like a shadow into the night when we dock.
Still think those are the only 2 things.
Would any of you trust me? Find that hard to believe.
Everybody uses that word trust in such a funny way.
I'm just curious how you expected this to go.
Well, I learned enough. You could have said nothing, but I think most of you understand that what happened there was not alright. Maybe for some of you it was the first time you really questioned what you were doing. Maybe for some of you it was before. It's hard to walk through the door because you can't ever quite walk back through it again. And maybe I hoped that those logical feelings, those questions, those tiny voices might prevail. And if I'm wrong, then I die. But you see how important it was for me to try. That's how much it means to me to go. What you do about it, I have no control over.
Say that we agree with you. Then what?
That's a good question. I spent a lot of time forging some very specific documents to get here, which I'm quite good at, by the way, should you ever need it. But, yeah, as I said, you're heading into the belly of the beast. How good is your poker face? You need one. Where you are. He knows that, and I nod it. Guide you.
So what do you want us to do?
What if you get to the war, and you don't agree with what's happening when you get there? What if that thing you fear when you dream at night is true? And you're doing the wrong thing. What then, Hidayat?
What do you expect us to do? Because think about it. Say I agree with you right now. Screw New Avrant. I want out. We get the Sorgaria and then what? Are you going to torch the place? And you expect me to help?
Not possible. At least not now. Also not my goal. But, information is helpful. You can just continue doing what you're doing, but you have to decide eventually where the cost... Where's your line for the cost?
So what's your plan?
You seem to think we need you to tell us that. Again,
I don't.
I thought you were listening.
It's something that you can only tell yourself. And you ask yourself that every day. Aren't you trying to save your goddess?
Haven't we been talking about it every day? You say all this like we don't know it. Like we ain't been thinking about it. Like we ain't been asking the question.
Right, to yourselves, but to each other, have you reached an accord? Or is it a secret guilt you hold when you're all alone? You're a team, are you
Again.
not?
So you ain't been listening to everything. Interesting.
Some stuff is hard to hear. Other things not so much.
Then maybe
So, like,
your
I peeked
picture
in
ain't
your
as clear
bedroom.
as you thought it was.
agree.
Guys, where's Sylyk going?
I was watching that on the map, like,
Look at the map when we're not in combat.
Right?
This guy does.
I am willing to listen. But ultimately, as I said, I'm at your mercy, whether you decide to believe me, what you decide to do with me, what choice
Even if you are acting like you're our judge. Well then, how very kind of you again.
You don't think I have a right to judge deaths of my family?
so
Did you have a right to judge that boy, Dira?
Beg your pardon?
You know
There was
what I'm
no
talking
judgment there, I'll tell you that right now. And I paid for that. 12
Right.
years I paid for that. The only
You did
judgment,
what you had to do.
there wasn't no had to about it. There was no thought. There wasn't no choice. There wasn't any kind of justifying it. It happened. It got stopped before it got worse. And then I paid for it. That's the truth of that. Anything else, just trying to make it better.
Do you think you paid more than you're due?
Ain't for me to say. Done.
Who is it to say, then?
Don't know. Some things we can't know. A lot of people seem to find that real hard.
I will admit it is one of my flaws. I like to know.
So what's your plan? We know your motivation.
I told you my plan.
So you're going to be a good little soldier when you get to Sorgaria, and then what?
I'm going to disappear.
Okay. To do what?
Confidential.
Well, you're not doing a great job pitching your team here.
I'm just trying to prevent you from committing treason if this is the choice you continue to make.
No offense, friend, but you're already admitting your intentions. You've already committed treason. So if I want to turn you in, I can do it right now. I don't need you to go do anything. You have plenty of witnesses here.
Yes, you're correct, but I just mean you yourself harboring a fugitive. Which is not the first time, by the way. So, be careful where you throw stones. I'm not trying to blackmail you. I'm just pointing out the obvious.
You're missing a lot obvious too. I'm so tired of these games. Dira is visibly just, and she's gonna go below and let you people figure this nonsense out.
Well, at least it's a fugitive I can trust. I can't say the same for you. You're just a fugitive.
Sure. Not asking for your trust. I did say I would keep your secret, and I meant it. I have no desire to reveal anything that I've learned here to anyone. It would do me no good, and frankly, it would be unfair and cruel. It is the price of my passage, and that is all. And I will keep it to my death, wherever that is, if you let me to my work. I look around and notice Sylyk isn't there. He's the one I'm worried about. He seems like the type who's happy to shoot first and ask questions later.
Oh, maybe he should. At this point, I'm not sure if I should hold him back anymore, because
I didn't have to help you with your mother, you know. I did it because I wanted to. Because
I
I have no
appreciate
idea
that,
what that's
but that
like.
don't owe you any favors.
No, you don't. I'm just trying to make you consider my character.
You know so much about me. So, you know how I feel about all of this. And you know why I'm here, clearly. So,
More or less. I can't decide the path you chose for you, though I disagree with it, but I find myself in a parallel place. Being part of an organization I don't particularly represent very well in order to get the things that I need, which is something to do with my family. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? None of it is black and white.
then maybe it doesn't have to be confidential if we're two sides of the same coin.
You're not wrong. It's my intention to find out how much I can trust you before we arrive. And if you kill me now, I'll never know. But again, I don't think any of you are wrong. That is the way of Averant.
This is the
On
way.
the surface, shiny, beautiful, liberators, powerful, unstoppable. But beneath, you've been to the lower city. You see how the people there are treated. Some of them are your people. You've been to Nellisir. Where else have you gone? Do you think that they're kind? Do you think that they're upright? Can you sleep easily at night? If the answer is no, or maybe not to any of those, then just give me peace if nothing else.
Just randomly, just for a specific thing, Wren, just give me a persuasion check. Just something that's in my mind. Just roll me a persuasion check.
You've got it.
Dira, did you go back down to your room?
Yep, I'm getting a headache from all the double talk.
18.
Not a
for
literal headache, but
persuasion.
just
18.
For persuasion.
but lost patience with it.
After some time, you all notice that Sylyk left to go to the front of the ship. After your talk, speech, when she walks up, kind of walks closer to you in a more gentle manner. Hands off his sword.
I'm much shorter than him, but I look at him like we're the same height because I
Okay.
have big tall person energy.
He
Yes.
walks up to you. Kind of like a weight has been lifted off his shoulders. You're not wrong. I've been thinking about this for some time. You are absolutely right. There is something wrong. And I don't want to be part of it anymore. Turns around, looks at Dahlia. I'm gonna leave all this.
Wren looks genuinely surprised. Well, that's not the rousing response I expected.
What?
I can't be part of this anymore. It's not you, it's not the group. It's this superstition, it's this mess, it's this whatever one to leave. They have a point. It's a mess. It's almost evil. So you just hold your hands and I wish you well. Looks back over at Apollo. Looks at the rest of the group. Wish you all well. But
Then why don't you stick around to help us dismantle it?
that's not what you're intending to do.
What are we?
You don't know that.
Well, if that's what you choose, then feel free to call.
Where are you going?
To see an old friend. Someone who's been asking for me to help them for some time, and I couldn't as long as I was aligned with Aberrant, and it might be time for me to give them a hand.
And what are we supposed to just tell everyone in Sorgaria, that you fell off the ship? Like,
Tell them I left. I don't care what you tell them. I'm
That
not
you
coming back.
deserved it.
That's what you
so
want
like,
to do.
what am I supposed to do?
You're fine without me. You don't. I mean, he like looks at you directly, like you don't need me. I mean, you got all them. You don't need me. But remember that I can always come whenever you need me. As he kind of puts his hand on the part of your pocket that actually has a stone in it. But
You're just gonna leave right now? Right now.
it's probably better before we get close to Sorgaria. It's probably better that they don't know that Ramley disbanded while I was with you. Most likely, most of them don't even know that I'm on the ship. If they see that I leave while I'm on the ship, then you all will be blamed. It's probably better that if I want to do this, I do this without you being an accomplice. If this is what you want to do and you want to stick with them, I understand. But this has been weighing on me for some time. And they have good points that there's no reason for me to stick around here.
Her face looks very, very torn right now. And if she sees that he's not budging and his mind is set, then she's just going to pull him into a very big hug.
Pulls you into a very, very tight hug. Holds you in.
Please let this don't be the last time I get to hug you.
Will not be the last. Holds you nice and tight. Until he immediately walks away. Try not to look at you as he starts walking off to the starboard side of the ship. As right before he's about to dive off the ship, Apollo, you get a mental communique. I gave you the tool. I gave you the knowledge. Please protect her. The dagger. The information left with you.
Wait, he gave me a dagger?
Mm-hmm. He gave you a dagger and he gave Dahlia a dagger.
I don't remember this.
I'll pull it up.
I don't remember that either.
Was that when he took him to bed? That sounds bad. I'm so sorry.
No. It's when they were hanging out at the bow of the ship.
Oh, okay.
I'll look through notes. Okay. So he said I gave you the tools and the knowledge.
Mm-hmm. And then he immediately just doesn't even look back as he just dives off the starboard side of the ship into the water.
Well, that's not what I meant to happen. Just wanted him to stop trying to kill me, mostly.
Well, you got what you wanted, so. And she walks downstairs.
I just go, thanks, Sylyk.
When the other two get to their room and slam their doors, can I kind of rustle out of my
Sure.
deep sleep of
Sure.
recovery?
Sure.
I'm alive! I'm gonna hear Dira kind of stomp downstairs into the corridors, and I'm gonna kind of open the door and still very groggily. Everything okay up there?
Just gotta remember something.
He's kind of curled up on her bunk with her knees pulled up. It's too much. Too many things. We just have a thing to do and do it.
Dira, you're scaring me. I've rarely seen you like this. What is going on?
Always know the right thing for tomorrow. But I usually know the right thing for right now. I'm so tired of people saying they know what's right or they know what's true or they have to do it. Don't know, and that's all right. Make me know when I don't. It
Hard to
got
say.
things got a little heated. Our new friend likes playing games. They got reason, I guess, but I got tired of it. They're still talking up there. Maybe they can tell you. I don't know. Are you feeling better?
I feel weak, but I feel better. I'm gonna see how the rest are doing. Do you need anything?
I need to think for a little bit. I ain't very good at it, but I can do it by myself. Thank you.
As you're chanting across the room, from this area you hear a loud snoring.
From which area? I'm sorry. From Wren's.
That's
Okay. Or Treya.
I'm gonna look over like they're sleeping very soundly. And this is side note, me as a player. Do I know Treya's on board at this point?
You do not.
I don't
Okay.
think you do.
You do not.
Okay,
Oh.
that's what I thought.
That ain't them. That's a whole nother thing. I forgot about her. Oh god.
Ooh.
Treya followed us. She flew the whole way. Poor thing. I don't know how she didn't fall into the ocean. Wren put her in their quarters
flew?
to sleep. She flew. She turned into an eagle and flew the whole way.
Oh,
3 days
okay.
apparently. I didn't even know you could do that.
I didn't either.
Well, I mean, druids do that, but 3 days? Ugh. I don't understand.
What'd she
any of
miss
it.
us?
I'm not sure. She wasn't making a whole lot of sense.
Okay,
All I
well,
know is we're real popular with people who are making things complicated, and I'm a little afraid of what happens when she wakes up.
So true.
She can say the joke, I just flew in, my arms are really tired, but she can be very serious about it.
well, I guess she's a matter for a different time.
I'll
From
be up
the
in a few
sounds of
minutes.
it.
I just need to clear my head a little bit.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
find out what's going on with the rest of the group.
I'll just mess it up if I try to explain it anyway. I'll be there soon. Thank you.
I'm very confused and terrified of what I am walking into, and I am going to go upstairs and...
I would say right before y'all completely walk away, Dahlia would come down, and she wouldn't say anything. She would just walk past you guys, and open her door, and she'll just mutter, like, Sylyk left. And then she'd close the door.
I turn upstairs. I'm already up.
I hear that, and I'm just standing in the hallway, looking at Dahlia's cabin, looking at the stairs, and I just shake my head and go back in my quarters and curl up on the bunk again.
Us holy people, this is too much for us.
This sucks. This day sucks.
I'm never playing a party game again.
It's just all supposed to be fun, and it's not. When I get up to the main deck, what do I see at that point?
Who's on the main deck right now? Is it whose tokens on there? Wren and Apollo?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the stairs.
Other than that, the crew is
over to me, I think.
Is kind of given a wide berth. A lot of them are staying away from the main deck, just kind of like afraid of like another brawl's gonna happen. Most of them are staying closer to the bow and closer to the stern, doing maintenance over there and letting the sails go as they may. So most of the main deck is pretty bare.
I'm gonna walk up to... And you said it was just Wren and Apollo. I don't see Gaiju over there.
I don't know, Gaiju either.
Gaiju's there.
Okay. Then I'm gonna walk up and I'm first gonna look at Gaiju and... Dahlia said Sylyk left?
He deserted.
Why? How? Wait, where is he gonna go?
He's a sea elf. He can manage himself.
Under the sea.
Damn it.
It is mermaid, you guys.
I almost
Under the
wore my
sea.
shirt that said that today and didn't so that I wouldn't get it running in my head.
It's gonna be in your head all night. We're gonna be humming it.
Thank you.
I could go through the whole song if I really wanted to.
It's already
It's
going
already
through my head right
playing
now.
in my head with full orchestration. Thank you
Someone
very much.
donate $50 and Joe will sing the whole song for
Oh
the
no,
I know,
that's
I'm
not a
ashamed.
promise. No, I did not
I'll do
agree
you
to
one
this.
better. You have to sing
Yeah.
it. You have to sing it over the
I will sing
intro.
it.
No.
I will sing it with you.
Oh god.
You have backup singers, don't worry.
Okay,
Here, I'll
next
help clear your
session.
palates here.
Next blades. I'll make this promise. If we can get another, let's say 50 plus by next blades, I will sing the song if I got some back.
All right, everyone, donate $10.
You're already
Get on
$20.
it.
I get paid on Friday.
I
Good money.
gotta leave myself a note to practice the song so I don't sound like an ass.
Yes.
You do it in your
I'm
Sylyk
so-
cosplay.
Yes.
Oh Jesus.
If it's what if they get us to the full $1,000? Would you do it in the Sylyk cosplay?
If we can do the full 1,000, I will go full makeup, horns, tail, everything while I'm sitting in this chair, because it's that important.
All right, I gotta make some phone calls after the session.
He'll reenact the
If
entire
that's-
movie
if
for
that's-
the whole stream.
If honestly that's what it takes for people to start giving the charity, yeah, why not? I'll put on some makeup. Why not?
Sometimes that's the way.
Yeah, that's what you gotta
I
do.
don't want to like volunteer all of us because I play the
No,
human
it's okay.
for a reason.
Yeah, I
but-
get it. Yeah, it's not easy putting on makeup and horns.
This is why.
10 minutes between work and D&D. Throwing on the makeup, all the blue.
Yeah, I mean, like, the advantage is I get done with work at 2, so I got like a 4-hour break where I can at least like start prepping myself to get it all on. It's gonna be annoying sitting down. I'll probably, if we do that, I will definitely raise this desk up and just stand the whole time. But yeah.
All right, that
It's all fun and games until I have to do that at work when the ambulance calls.
Dira is easy, so I will dress as the character of your choice.
Oh my god, you You go and have to do a fire alert while you're actually dressed up as a devil,
Hello?
essentially.
What's going to be the problem today? Ah! Where's the baby?
I didn't start the fire. Trust me, it's not my fault.
No, I started the fire.
We didn't.
Anyway,
Total sidetrack.
let's bring it back in, gang.
Back on deck.
Okay.
All I'm
But yes.
thinking is under the sea.
Under the sea.
Okay.
Wren
Yes.
does not want to speak out of turn as Zephynia hasn't been here, so they are just going to cede the floor to guide you until called upon.
And after I'm like, Dira's more upset than I've ever seen her. Is that because Sylyk left? What did he say?
How do I put this? Allegiances were questioned. And he decided he didn't want to be part of it anymore. So, I think, and I won't speak for Dira, but I think she's trying to figure out what's going on and what to do with it from there.
The mission. We go forwards with it. That's it. I'm just surprised he left. And he left Dahlia.
Not all siblings make the best choices.
No, but even at his worst state, he didn't want to harm her. Just, it doesn't feel right. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm gonna kind of leave it at that. And just kind of stare out at the water for a little bit. Because I don't know what else to say to my team.
What's Apollo doing right now?
So he is actually like sitting. The best way I can describe it is like elbows on knees, like hunched over. His glasses are kind of just like hanging in his left hand. I think as Zephynia is kind of walking away to stare at the water, I think he's just gonna kind of he's just like not looking up. He's still looking down. Just be like, he didn't desert. He left, and Dira is upset because people just can't say what the truth is or what's going on, and everyone's got a secret and everyone's hiding something, and we all have, in one way or another, found each other. You guys all knew each other for the most part. I stumbled into you all, and Wren planned it, I guess. But we're here. It is what it is. We're together. Whether for better or for worse, I don't know. But we all keep saying dumb shit. I'm sorry. Pardon my language.
I hover around Apollo, but I do not touch you. Sometimes good people do stupid things.
As you get closer, you notice the deck of the boat is wet because he is crying. And he's like, Sylyk left, and he left because he's questioning things, and I don't know what happened before, but something happened, and Wren lost her family, or their family, and people, Wren's not telling the whole story, and everyone else is clearly upset by what happened, and they're trying to get that across, but it doesn't seem to be getting across. And Dira's upset because things keep coming up, and people keep saying things, and then I said stupid things, and potentially help send Sylyk down this path. I don't know, but we all need to stop. Just stop fighting and stop holding things back from one another. We're not each other's enemies. We're not... I don't know why people are trying to hide anything. I look at the world as a book. It's a book. On the outside, everything is plain and boring, but when you get to the inside, that's where the good stuff is. And when you open a book, things get better. They're not worse. You learn. You find out about important things and places and people. And if we could just stop closing ourselves off to the world and shutting that book closed, we can, I don't know, learn and make things better. We need to stop just, I have this plan or I have this scheme. Just, we need to help each other. Look at Gaiju. Gaiju, you have this complicated, convoluted history of trouble and running. And what happened? We found out. And what did we say? We wanted to help. We wanted to be there for you. Dahlia's mom and all of that. We did help. Wren, you helped. I helped. To a degree. Can we just stop trying to hide things and just work together? Sylyk's left. Wren, you don't have to go. We need to stop losing people.
Sometimes people hide things to protect other people. It's not always because they want to hurt you. Sometimes it's because it's better if you don't know. I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying you're safer if you don't know. If you want to know, that's different. But if you don't, that's understandable.
And he kind of like looks up, tears still streaming down his face, looks you in the face, Wren, and just goes, "At what point did any one of us not say we wanted to know to you today? I understand something bad has happened to you and your family. Let us help, instead of treating us as strangers. Trust goes both ways.
You weren't there.
It doesn't matter. I know I wasn't there, but I still want to help."
Did you ever hear stories about the plague where you were?
Yeah. There's a lot of historical documents about it.
How horrific. How disgusting. How world-ending it was.
I don't think you understand. I had history books. I had medical books. They go into quite a lot of detail.
Yes. But what if I told you that the reason that I was in Elfheed when the party was there was because there was a very real possibility that New Averant was working to keep part of the plague alive for their own ends, even if it meant infecting the populace. Those kind of secrets don't deserve to be kept, now do they?
Well, I'm not a part of that, and as I said, knowledge is important.
But you are a part of it because you're here and you chose them, regardless. So you are a part of it. For better or worse.
At that point, I wasn't. I am now. And
right.
We didn't have this knowledge before. New knowledge makes new opinions and new plans.
They did. You just didn't.
I'll look over at Gaiju, kind of like to confirm.
Oh, right.
Sorry, what was that?
As
They're
Gaiju
right.
Sorry, what was this, Finia?
Sorry. As Gaiju answers, Ziphany is also going to step in and say, for one, Apollo, nothing that you say could have driven Sylyk away. Do not let that on your conscience. And two, we did the best we could in Elfheed with the knowledge that we were provided. I can't say we always make the right decision, but we make it as a team. We make it together.
What happened?
We were
motion at them. Yes, what did happen?
go through my notes because I was going through it earlier.
I got the notes out.
It was a long time ago.
I got it.
Basically.
We discovered that New Everett was experimenting on the remnant of the source. That from her, they created 3 children, and that they are creating potions to further empower their army. And when we discovered her, she was released and recaptured by New Everett. And as far as I know, she is back on Sorgaria.
Who was released?
Her name is Ira. And she is what remains of the plague.
She's a weapon.
And Dira comes back up on deck and hears kind of the end of this and says, and we didn't keep it a secret. That was our mistake. We told them, and they went back, and they took care of it.
Yes, the truth of it.
So you see, who are we supposed to tell? What are we supposed to do?
Those are really important questions to be asking yourself right now. But I
We've
can't
been asking
answer
that.
for you.
We've been asking ourselves those questions for weeks. So while you're sitting there being all superior, what do you suggest?
Sylyk made the choice, didn't he?
That's a long swim.
Well, we don't have to make it right now.
Really? Because that's what you've been implying all morning.
No, I said we have days until we arrive at shore.
Wren, I hate to say this, but enough is enough. Just, everyone is coming forth and being honest. Just, what is it you want? What is your plan?
My plan is to gather information. Sorgaria is the heart of New Everett's military, and I don't know quite who or what I'm looking for, not yet. But when I find out, then we'll see.
What do you plan to do with this information?
Depends on how far inside I get. It's what I was raised to do.
That's not an answer. I hate to break it to you.
Listen, I understand you're not military or intelligence. I get that, and I appreciate you defending me. I do. Because no one else did. And so I owe you that.
You don't
This is personal
owe
for
me
me.
nothing. That's what a friend would do for another friend, and I understand it's personal, but at the same time, we can't help you if you don't let us or tell us what's going on or what you want to do. And if it, I don't think
still
anybody's
have a
gonna.
bit of time to figure out if you do want to help me. And I'm not asking for your help. But if you want to volunteer it at the risk of everything you are currently progressing toward, who am I to stop your change of conscience?
But again, we can't help you if we don't know what there is to do.
Like I said, it's complicated. There's a lot to do.
And that's, you know what, at this point, like, Apollo, you can tell, is starting to get heated. Like, for the first time that you see him, and he's just like, you sit here and speak of intelligence and learning knowledge and all of that, and yet you sit here and just talk circles and circles, and it's so tiring. Wren, I have laid it out in front of you that, personally, I want to help, but you don't want to listen. So for somebody who speaks of intelligence, you don't seem to be holding it very highly here. So when you're ready to listen and talk to the rest of us like one of us, then maybe we'll be able to help you. And I know you said we have days on this ship, so I guess you have days to perhaps wisen up and make a decision yourself. And he, for once, just like storms off because he's like he heads towards like the bunk area.
Wren doesn't flinch. They let you walk away.
Oh my goodness. I'm sad I missed Apollo being angry.
I pivot to guide you. Can we
I'm so
talk?
proud of him.
Alone.
What?
Can we talk? Alone. We can be in plain sight if you prefer.
I'm gonna look at Dira and Zephania and see what their reactions are.
I'll be close by. That's all I say to
I
Gaiju.
know this.
We can go to your post if you like. I'll be quiet. I just walk toward the helm, expecting them to follow me.
Okay.
Well, she's real pretty. You want to go look at it, Zephania?
Sure, I just don't want to be that far. Before they walk away, can I cast Detect Thoughts
On
on Wren? I just want to see the surface thoughts to make sure they are not going to harm or think of harming Gaiju.
I believe Wren has to make a saving throw.
I believe so.
Yep.
Wisdom save 14.
Do I have to make a save for you to go deeper, or do I have to just make
I
a
forgot
save?
if it's deeper or if she can get surface.
You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, which is on its mind in the moment as an action. No, I don't want to submit. If you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving
Okay,
throw.
so you get surface thoughts without Wren having to make a saving throw then.
Okay.
My surface thoughts are I want to help guide you.
Then I turn towards Gaiju and I say, again, we're not far away from you. They don't seem like they're going to hurt you. But we won't let that happen if they change their mind.
I'm not concerned. But thank you.
It's enough for Dira. She's just going to head up front and look out ahead of us.
I hop up on the edge of one of the small boats up by the helm and just perch and wait for Gaiju.
I will approach, and I'm actually going to open Awaken Mind. Speak. In here.
I just think I let Apollo get really pissed off at me because I don't think it's my story to tell. But I'm pretty sure we both want the same person dead, just for different reasons.
Who
Maybe
would
they're
that
the
be?
same reason. He's very important.
Are you talking about the king?
I'm talking
Or
about
Tufton?
Tufton. I know all about your tiefling friend. I know all about the council. We all have our own masters. We get our hands dirty so they can keep theirs clean. That's how it works, right? You don't have to do it alone.
Are you also a part of the council then?
Someone helps me from time to time. I'm not loyal to her, but she is helpful. But, my apologies, and you're welcome to hit me if you wish. But, I might have eavesdropped a little the last time you met up with someone. He changes color pretty often. Just a neat trick. But, it sounds like you haven't quite earned your freedom. And I'm willing to help you do that and both if you help me get into Sorgaria unscathed. We are kin, after all, in a way. And I know you feel guilt about what happened in Elfid. Sisters are complicated. We have more than a few things in common. I wouldn't call myself an assassin, but I am handy with a blade and I am quiet. And I don't know what they know, but I don't care why you're doing it, and I don't care what it takes to get it done, including if I die. So if you want a blade, you have one.
What do you want in return?
It doesn't matter. I'm a dead man anyway. I just go like this.
That makes two of us.
You're perceptive, you know. Not many people pay attention to the... And I just hold my hand up. You know how I knew about the plague? It's personal. I'm not quite ready to cause mass chaos on the ship, so I'd appreciate if you'd keep it between us. Because it is my weakness, I did not lie about that. But eventually, it will kill me. And I have to finish this before then. But it's too late for the antidote. So, all I have is the hope that I can stave it off long enough for him to die first. It wasn't your fault, but I got it nonetheless. The only thing that I have to comfort me is that my family died before they had to, but I bear it instead. So excuse me if I keep my distance. I don't want to infect anyone.
Your blade will be had. The thing about me is that I have a great many secrets. You only know this one. And I'd prefer they not know it. As long as possible.
I have no desire to tell them. If you... I will say, I think some of them might be coming to understand what you already know. But it might take time, and you don't have that much time. Pardon my heavy-handed comment about 2 years, but... Right? Do you plan to bring them around before then, or are you just going to lie to them the whole time? Because some of them love you, you know.
I have to see where they are, where they stand on New Aberrant, in the Order. I know where my allegiances lie. They still need to figure it out.
I put my one hand up, and I reach in my pocket, and I pull out and just spin a necklace on my hand and catch it and put it back in my pocket, and you 100% recognize the fact that they are fiery red beads. I think you and I are more similar than you think.
So I'm becoming increasingly aware.
I'm not your enemy or any of theirs. And like I said before, if you want to let me off the ship and disappear like a shadow into the dark, I'm happy to go. But I'm also happy to keep your secret and theirs. Because I think that there's a spark of rebellion in them. And now with Sylyk gone, they are going to ask themselves a lot of questions that they could use a reasonable ear about. And you might be that person, believe it or not. I know you tend to operate solo. I followed you many times. Even into that one tavern the other day. But I don't think you're a bad person. I think you want people to think you're irredeemable. But you're not. That's not really the point, is it? It's just the work.
Right now, I can only delay the inevitable.
I can
But
relate to that.
someday, I will either die or face my crime in Elithir.
Well, as I said, I'm ready to help. You just have to convince them that I can stick around. I'll try to help with that too, but Apollo's pretty pissed at me. And he's the only one who's on my side.
Apollo is a naive soul. He has much to learn about the outside world. I just hope it doesn't crush him.
Me too.
I would say the same about the rest of them.
Well, we have a few days. Maybe I can use my sparkling personality to bring them all around.
It's sparkling, alright.
You don't know the half of it. I've been an outright right ass the whole time I've been here, just to see what would happen. And it ended up fairly well, not dead or in the brig, and we found a commonality. So I think I've gotten better than I hoped for. You don't have to trust me, but now you know what my stakes are, and you know I have nothing to lose. So hopefully that, at least, will buy me enough.
One last question.
Anything.
Your sponsor. Elven or human?
Neither.
Alright. You have my interest piqued.
Good. That's better than your ire, so I'll take it.
You better get that personality to work.
Yes, Captain. And I hop up and I skip off.
Okay. That being said, anything anybody else wants to do for the rest of the day?
I'm gonna say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You
No,
go.
go ahead.
You go. I just wanted to go check on Treya.
Okay.
Are you? While
Is
that
she
talk was
stirring yet?
going on, I was gonna do something else, but.
Yeah, go ahead. Yours goes first.
Okay.
Mine is not a particular time.
I would say after I stormed off and they're kind of doing their thing on the deck, I'm gonna say, because I just want to make sure I know where everybody's at. Dahlia hears a slight thud against her door.
Okay.
It's very lower of the door.
Lower on the door?
Yeah, it sounds like somebody just not hard, but leaned up against your door, down below.
Who is it?
Hey, I just wanted to say something. I'm sorry. I don't know if I know Sylyk left and I said some things during that whole situation, and I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a little bit of my own fault for some of that, and I'm sorry.
There's a pause, and then you hear the door unlatch. She pops it open, and her eyes are red, because she's probably been crying.
He's actually sitting on the ground, like with his back to your door, like knees up, like elbows on, like arms on the knees, kind of.
She looks down. That's not your fault. You know that, right?
No, I don't think I'm completely not to blame, but I don't know. I've lost a lot of people on and off, and I guess that's another one that I cared about that's gone, and I don't know. I just wanted to say I'm sorry before anything else happened, and maybe I lost more people.
I think Sylyk had mentioned before he had some feelings about this, so I, in a way, am not surprised. I just am a little shaken by how fast. So, but I can assure you that you didn't say anything or plant any thoughts that weren't already there. And he is his own person, and he makes his own choices, and that's not on you. That's on him.
He kind of like stands up, and as he like turns around, you see that his eyes are red also, and they're like, and he's starting to cry again, and he's just like, but I didn't plant them, but I might have gave them some room to grow, so I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just really sorry.
She's just gonna pull him into a hug before he can keep talking, because she can tell he needs one, and she needs a hug too.
Yeah. So he'll hug her back. He's kind of like sobbing a little bit, like that, kind of like.
Don't beat yourself up, Apollo. I promise. You'll see him again, and we'll see him again.
I hope so. People just stop leaving, though. I appreciate it.
Well, I'll be here.
Oh, here, and he like reaches back and he pulls out that dagger that Sylyk gave him, and he's just like, I don't know what it means, but before he fully left, he said he gave me the tools and the knowledge to help. I have no use for this, so... And he, like, holds it out to Delia.
Do I recognize this dagger?
It
Yeah.
looks similar. It looks similar to yours. Similar to the one that he gave you.
Mm-hmm.
But... less arcane, more... elegant.
Are they meant to be a pair, or are they like two separate daggers?
You can give me an investigation check.
I'll gently take it from Apollo. 21.
Okay. Checking out the craft of it, you can assume that maybe they're made by the same smith as far as the workmanship, the design, but they don't necessarily look like they're meant to go together, but they do have a lot of similarities to them. The way the handle is built, the way the blade is curved, or the way the blade is not curved, because they're both straight daggers. But you can almost say that they're almost perfectly opposite of each other. Where yours is a straight dagger that kind of has more of like an arcane implement to it. His is like the exact same straight dagger with a little bit of a twist on it. but it's almost kind of maybe it's you assume that maybe it's not for damaging purposes. Maybe it's actually used for something more specific.
I look at it for a second and then I hand it back to Apollo. He gave it to you, which means it's for you. At least for now. Will you hold on to it for me?
Yeah, I'll hold on to it. Yeah, it's your brother, and like I said, he's somehow tools and knowledge. I just kind of assumed it was something to do with, the whole RAR thing. But
I'm sure it's probably something like that, to be honest with you. But if it is for the VAR thing, then maybe you really should hold on to it.
Well, sure, no problem. Well, for the record, we can't really no further with the whole Wren thing, so I don't know what's gonna happen there.
Me neither. I need to think about a lot of things, I think.
That's fair. I'll leave you to it. I'm gonna go read, I think.
I think that would be good. Get your mind off of it. You don't need to beat yourself up.
Well, it's always
I'm
been
sorry
nice
that
to-
you just joined our group and it's been nothing but chaos. But if
No.
it makes you feel any better, that's kind of how it's been since day one, so...
I mean, chaos is chaos, no matter what variation it comes in, I suppose, but it's better to have chaos with friends than chaos alone.
Oh, we are a team. We're a team on this ship.
Well,
And Sylyk's the only one that can swim, so, swim. So we're all kind of stuck here for at least a few more days. Unless you fly off. Don't do that, though.
no, I'm not gonna turn into a big bird or anything. But I guess the only thing I could say is, maybe y'all don't see it yet, but I don't see a team. I see a family.
I see it, too. She gives him another hug. To let you
Ohana
know.
means family. Family means nobody is left behind or forgotten.
forgotten.
It reminds me of this book called Stotch.
I was waiting for it! I was waiting for it.
Don't worry, that one will come later.
Oh.
It's about an otherworldly creature, closely related to Cthulhu. Looks like an octopus, and it's kind of this green color, and yeah, this little boy wants a friend, and it shows up, and
Oh, that's what that reminds you of. I thought
yeah.
I heard octopus, and I was like, being on the boat, maybe, like.
Oh no, it lives on an island though, and yeah.
Oh.
And Stotch comes, and he's kind of bad, but by the end he's turned good, and he's got like he kind of holds his head. He's got like this much bad, and this much good, but by the end it's all good.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, and there's like a secret army, and a guy comes and he's trying to capture it, and there's other worldly people coming to try to capture Stotch too, but that's.
We really need a one shot, and it's just story time with Apollo.
We all need to be like Shriek and Stotch and
Yeah.
Humadoo.
Don't forget Agent Fizzy.
Yeah.
Someday, all of our characters are just gonna have kids, and it's just gonna be story time with Uncle Apollo.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's
Dude.
Anaconda.
Save that for
Fizzy.
campaign 3.
Right?
Side commentary.
Oh my god, so funny.
That sounds
Do.
like a really cool book. Could I borrow one of your books sometime?
Yeah. I mean, I've only got the one right now, but I mean, yeah, you can.
What kind of books
totally-
do you have? Like, is it all just like adventure stories like that? Do you have any like horror or like romance or anything?
Oh, no, none of those. I've read a couple, but the horror ones are a bit much and tend to give me nightmares. But the romance ones. I read a few of those, and oh my, let me tell you, that was those get spicy.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's the point of a romance book, you know. So that
well, right.
would.
Can I tell you a little something between you and me? It's a little, I guess, change the mood, a little lighthearted.
Sure.
Yeah. So after my encounter, if you will, at the Nightshade,
Your encounter?
me and Alondria, and you know,
Apollo, you did what?
I
Wait.
well, I didn't want to say anything, but we had relations. But she said that was the only way for me to get that power. But like I said, like I said, I got the number.
You
I
didn't
got
like
her
have to do this,
contact.
did like
What's that?
you didn't like have to do this, did you?
Do what? The relations?
Yeah.
Well, they said that was the only way, and I mean, I'm a human. I am.
Okay, all right. I just
she was
make-
very pretty.
Oh, yeah, she was. She was very
and
beautiful.
that's why I got her. And I pull out the scroll again, like it's like in my pocket, like right against me. I'm like, but I got the contact scroll that I can call her. Remember?
Wow, you must have left an impression.
Well, I was very persuasive. And maybe I don't know, but
Oh. I didn't know you were such a player, Apollo.
Players
what's
gotta
a player?
play.
Like board games?
It just means you're really good at relations.
Oh,
I'm just assuming.
I don't. Sure. I guess there's only been. Well, let's put it this way. I can count on one hand how many times that's happened. But I guess I've never heard complaints from those. But anyway, no. So days later, I was sitting there and I was reading, and one's mind tends to wander as it does, and I at one point considered writing my own book about one of those people getting together books, and about what happened, kind of, but not what happened, because that would be
Birds and the
inappropriate.
I would love. I would say.
Well,
Wow.
I guess the working title would be like well, I don't know, like I'm a sorceress, and she was very seductive, and maybe like the seductress, sorcerer and the seductress. That sounds good,
That
right?
has a good ring to it.
Yeah, maybe one
Have you
day.
started writing this yet?
Maybe a little.
Okay, well, I do like reading in my free time. If you ever need a proofreader or an editor, we have a few more days to kill on the ship. I'm totally down to help.
Well, I don't have much, just a couple chapters, but I can. I'll show you some point. It's kind of embarrassing.
I bet it's great. You have an knack for stories, because Stotch and Shriek and
Well, those are just great stories I've read.
yeah, but that means you know a good story when you see one, right? Which means you can totally write your own.
I mean, fantasy, yeah, that type of story I'm not super comfortable with, but
Well,
I mean, guilty pleasure.
well, it's my guilty pleasure too. So I'm here to help.
Well, in that case, and he like reaches in his bag, and he pulls out one. He's like, "This was always my favorite," and I don't. Not a lot of people know this, so if you want to read this one,
I take it. What is it?
50 Shades of Purple.
I knew you had something waiting.
I did not. That was actually off the cusp.
Oh,
AKA what Dahlia is turning right now.
yeah.
You asked for it.
I totally set this up. Oh, what's it about?
Well, it's about a human, and she meets this tiefling, and he's just a very interesting character, and he's like a nobility, and they just they meet and they get along, and it's about how they go to she comes to his land, and he shows her around, and it kind of culminates with them taking a walk through a lavender field, and there's 50 lavender plants there.
Oh,
Yeah. Why? What'd you think?
nothing at
Oh.
all. This is great. What color is this tiefling, out of curiosity?
He's purple. Come on. It's a book title. He's like you.
So silly. Okay, so
A lot of the stuff in his name is
lavender.
purple.
So wouldn't it be 2 shades of purple if he's purple and then the lavender field's purple?
That's a fair point. No, there's other. I think there's other innuendos in that. Maybe I missed
Oh.
something.
You know what? I will. There's a lot of free time I have on this ship, and there's a lot of things I'd rather not think about. So maybe I'll read this and.
Here's what we'll do before we get to where we're going. Maybe when you get done reading it, we'll sit and we can discuss like a book group or a book a club, maybe. A club. Yeah, we'll call it a club.
Yeah, book club.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? And we could do that during sparring. While they're sparring and having fight club, we'll have book club.
Oh wait, I thought we weren't supposed to talk about that.
We're not talking about that. What are you talking?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm okay. I'll leave it to it. You keep that as long as you need. And you can tell like it's only really been like read once or twice. Like it's pretty fresh still.
Can't wait to crack into this. Whatever this is. Do you feel okay? You feel a little better?
Yes and no. It still kind of weighs on me, but I don't know. That's something I'll work through. It'll be okay.
Okay. Well, I'm more than happy to talk about that or 50 Shades of Purple. If you would like to talk about something else. So,
Yeah. Well,
but
like
book
finish
club is
it.
here for you.
Yeah, finish it and we'll talk. It's okay.
Okay. I'm seeing if he needs another hug.
He just kind of shrieks away and just kind of like heads towards his room, like not realizing that that's what you're doing.
Okay. She lets him go then if he moves away. And closes the door and looks at this book and like, I got time. He cracks into it.
Can we take a break?
Sure.
You want to take a break?
Okay, we'll take a 10-minute break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
So, is there anything anybody wants to do for the rest of the day?
At some point, I want to just go and check on Treya, see if I can hear her moving around there, if she's up yet. I don't want to bother
May
her
I
if
come
she's still
with?
snoring. Absolutely.
Because Zephania is very intrigued at this point and still trying to piece together what the hell happened while she was taking her restful nap.
Yes. So the question is Treya still taking a restful nap?
It sounds like she's still snoring.
I'm not going to bother her then.
Okay.
Thing.
Well, if
Probably
there's
be out for a while.
Yeah.
no specific events that want to transpire for the rest of the day, you all have your long rest. You have a night to you.
I'm gonna crash on the boat, one of the boats at near the helm, since my room is currently occupied.
Okay. Phinia, you've been gone for a little bit. Roll me d20.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I don't want to be in charge of Dice of Destiny.
This can't go wrong at all.
13? And a whirlpool swallows the ship.
Roll me a d6.
Oh no.
Gosh. 3?
You'll wake up in the morning. The storm isn't terrible. The ship itself is cutting through a pretty hefty wave. Seems like just a regular storm that takes over the seas once in a while. Throughout the day's effort, it actually gives you a boost of speed. No problems have occurred. A little damage happened to the ship. Might need to be repaired later, but nothing that would affect you for the rest of your travel. But you actually get a leg up on the day. With only 5 days left to get to Sorgaria, you are actually doing a decent amount of time to get there. Anything else? Does anybody want to do anything for the next day?
I do want to catch Zephania at some point.
Okay. Go ahead. Whenever you like.
Wren will go out of their way to find you at some point the next day. Wherever you may be at.
I'll probably be out watching the ocean. Not too far, because I like being on the top of the deck where there's still wind and space.
May I join you?
You may.
I know you weren't around yesterday for the events that took place, but if you have any questions for me, you're welcome to ask them. I just wanted to let you know that I no longer bear any specific ill will for Horiath. At first, when Elfid was attacked, I put all of you in my sights one way or the other. But I quickly found out that there was more to your story. It was impolite for me to watch you, but it was necessary. I understand that you've all had a difficult journey and you all have your own individual relationships with New Averant. I know they helped you, from what I understand. But the perspective I have on that help is that good people, like you, were part of something that they didn't entirely understand. They saved you, but that does not mean all of New Averant would save you.
Not all of New Averant would save me. But the few that did, I owe my life to.
And they may
People
be
around
innocent.
me, I owe my life to them 10 times over.
Of course.
And I'd protect them at all costs. So I appreciate you telling me. I don't quite trust you yet.
That's fine.
I don't know if I can. But for now, you're part of the team, more or less, if I like it or not. Just know as you kept your eye on me, I may keep my eye on you.
Small ship. Hard not to.
Very small.
But, I haven't told the whole truth about everything, as have many people aboard this vessel. But I am not being dishonest when I say that I lost a great deal in Elfid, and that I have spent much of my life in the places New Averant doesn't want people to see.
I am
It is
sorry
not
for your loss.
Thank you. It was recent, after all. And right after it happened, I was off kilter. And the only thing that I could do was try to find out if you all were responsible for what happened, which I no longer believe. But you are still involved, not with the violence that was enacted upon the people there, but with the beating heart of the future of this nation. It seems easy to lose yourself in a group, in an army, in a war. But each of you has something very important to contribute. And I think the thing that I have learned that is most important while following after you is that you are all very uniquely capable of doing something different. And it seems hard, I know that it does, because some of you have found refuge and faith and truth and love and companionship. But also you have been part of a machine that harms people. And that is a hard thing to reconcile. I have done my best to live my life without my hands in violence. It is part of my creed. But there comes a time when you can no longer stand by and watch as people suffer. And that is all I want, to end suffering. But peace does not end suffering, and that is a lesson that I am learning the hard way.
Do you want to
And
end
that is-
suffering as a noble cause? I can't say that peace will bring it. I can't say that there ever will be peace. There's always going to be disagreement somewhere. All I can tell you is that I believe in myself and what I do. I believe in the people standing by me, who have my back. And that's all I can believe and trust in right now.
That is more than many people have. So you're lucky. But it also
Glance
gives you
up.
power.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
But it also gives you power. I hope you don't squander it, all of you. No matter what happens to me.
Are you planning on something happening?
No, but I am an enemy in a foreign land. Depends on how clever I am, I suppose. And how willing you are to harbor me.
We'll see. Like I said, trust must be earned. And it's a small ship.
It is a very small ship. I walk away. Thank
No.
you.
Watch after them, and then go back to looking out to the sea.
Find me if you have any questions. I'll try to be as transparent as possible. I say as I walk backwards and then hop down over the ledge to the middle of the ship.
I smile and shake my head. They'll be part of the team. Probably will take a while, but craziness seems to fit in.
Okay.
Try to check on Freya again. If I still hear snoring, I'm going to be concerned and I'm going to knock.
There is no snoring. You hear kind of like a pacing back and forth. The like one foot is almost dragging, as the other one is just kind of like walking and then turning, walking, turning.
Freya, you all right?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Come in.
Open the door.
Hi. Sorry.
Hi.
Sorry.
Feeling?
I'm better. Still a little sore, but I didn't really want to start walking around. You know, have you ever been over to someone's place and just decided, like, maybe I should wait for people to move around before I move around, and I wasn't sure what to do yet, and so I was just
come on out.
like,
Come get something to eat.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds great. She kind of like messes with the bow on her hair and kind of straightens out like the one single like flower dress that like summer dress that she's wearing, and she starts walking out.
We gotta get you some more practical clothes. Now that you've had some rest, and let's get some food in you. Why did you end up here?
Why? Well, I like I said, I really wanted to talk to you guys, but then you left, and something just yelled in my head that says, you can't miss this opportunity. So I just ran off and I turned into a bird and I started flying after you.
Well, let's get some food in you. We'll gather folks around, and
Oh.
What is it you need to talk to us about?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I occasionally get, like, I guess you can call them visions. And ever since I met y'all, like, some of these visions have been kind of coming. They've been happening. But they've never happened before. And for the longest time, I kind of kept to myself because I knew the people of Curran would be, thinking me freak. So, but you guys are kind of a interesting bunch, and I kind of thought of like a two birds, one stone kind of situation. That the, one is something, whether you think it's like a god or just something else, or just my conscience is telling me maybe they need your help. And then also it's just kind of like, you seem like a good group to kind of tag along with, as far as, you're all kind of a mixed bunch. And not to sound, I'm not trying to sound insulting at all.
We are that. Your life's about to get real interesting, I'm afraid.
Well, that's all right. I have a very simple life, and it wouldn't be too bad to throw some, I guess some complication, even if that means a little bit of baggage involved. I mean, I've never.
This might be a little more than you were bargaining for, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I'm ready to give it a shot.
All right. Well, we will start with pancakes.
All right.
And I explained to her about pocket pancakes.
Oh, all right. Is it right if I just like eat the? The pocket pancakes sound great, but do you mind if I just eat all this here? Like, I don't think I need to take it with me to go. All right. She just like
You may not have pockets in that.
she first looks like she's trying to eat it delicately, like maybe she's been taught to, fork cut, eat one piece, fork cut, and then she kind of like looks at you, and she just kind of says "fuck it," and she just like literally just tosses the fork and she starts like shoving all the food down her throat.
Start.
What was that?
I said that's a good start.
Yeah, sorry,
We're not much for uptown manners out here.
Okay,
Don't worry
sorry.
about it.
I've been raised very delicately, but I'm so hungry. I mean, like,
All right.
I was living off of
There's more if
bugs
you
in
need
the
it.
air. She starts like literally grabbing like bunches full of bacon, and Lily starts like shoving like bacon down her mouth and stuff like that. Just like doesn't even care what it is. She starts like throwing like bread and stuff like that.
Slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit. It's not going to go away.
Really like just grabs water and starts chugging.
Don't make yourself sick.
All right. She kind of decides to go back to delicate mode, like take a napkin and clean off the face a little bit. Thanks.
Feeling better?
Much better. So again, I don't mean to intrude. If this is like a bad time, I can go back. Like I don't want to.
No, you're not going to survive that. For heaven's sake. We'll figure something out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
why don't you? I mean, there ain't much to do right now, so
Okay.
find a place to sit and
okay.
watch the ocean or whatever, and let us know if you need anything.
I know this is a little weird, and it's gonna be kind of funny. I actually don't like the water, so I'm gonna try to stay like in the center of the ship as much as possible. I can't.
Quite all right. It's all
I
new
can't
to
swim.
me too.
You have no idea how much I was freaking out for those 3 days straight. Like, God forbid I would have turned normal. I would have just sunk
Yeah.
straight down.
All right. Well, there's places to go below.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
go
know,
into
talk
like
to
the spot
Apollo
where I
if
don't
you-
see water.
You,
Yeah.
you like reading? Apollo's got some books. Maybe he'll lend you a book.
I mean, that. Yeah. Where is he now?
I don't know. I think he might. I'm not sure if he's in his quarters, but he was the red tiefling fella with the wings. You remember
Oh,
him from-
right.
Yeah, he's.
Well,
I'm sure you can find people on the ship. Ain't that big? You can find people pretty easy.
well, I don't want to interrupt him while he's in his quarters. Ma always told me that never really approach
If
a
he's
gentleman.
there, he's probably reading.
Um,
He might be somewhere else. He's probably reading.
Okay.
It's kind of.
Well, I'll look around. I'll look around.
All right.
As she like tries to like look around, but like when she's on the main deck, she just kind of like stretches like her head out, so she doesn't actually walk on the main deck. Apollo, where are you? Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry, is it storming out or nice out?
It's still like it's still storming a bit, but it's mostly the wind hitting the waves, not necessarily the rain hitting the deck.
Let's just if it's not super nice out, if it's windy, he'll be down in his quarter probably, but like doors ajar, it's not closed.
Okay. She's still very shy, so she's not gonna go all the way to the end of the actual quarters to like approach you. So she's just gonna kind of hang out down, probably in the port section, which is like the furthest spot from like windows and stuff like that. And she's just gonna hang out down there. She does have like a satchel with her. It seems to have a couple books. She's got like a couple, maybe maps. They're scrolls that are kind of maybe half map size, and she kind of just starts going over some information. She also seems to have like a journal that she's writing down notes in, so she just kind of hangs out in a corner. She kind of like takes like some bags of like wheat, and she kind of like makes herself like a little like makeshift like little like bean bag kind of thing like that to sit in a corner and start writing down some notes and just kind of keep it to herself.
He would have eventually come out for like food and stuff, so if he passes her.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I mean, she would be hanging down over in port. You would eventually kind of like see her. Like eventually, like you would just there would be commotion. Like, you know, who the hell is this new? Now we got a new half elf here. Like, are we just taking in strays left and right? What's going on? As you're hearing like the crew talk about half elf that's down over in port.
Would I know who they're talking about, or?
I mean, you would assume that they're talking about Treya, since, like, she'd be kind of the talk, minus the fact that's, like, the three conversations that the crew is talking about right now is Treya randomly just coming in out of nowhere and just making themselves home here. 2, Sylyk randomly just disappearing. And 3 is still the constant talk about what's going to happen with a lot of the crew members when you guys make port. Are they going to stick around? Are they going to leave? Are they going to take another ship? So on and so forth.
Got it. So if I hear like one of these conversations about Treya as I'm leaving to go get food or something like that, I guess who would it be that I run into that's talking about it?
The main let's see. Current gossip queen would be. Where is my ship? Oh, there we go.
Yes, tell me who the current gossip queen is so I can punch her.
Where is she? She would be. It's not her. Where the fuck? I gotta remember which one she is. Oh yeah, right. It's Trixie.
Of course, it's Trixie.
It's fucking Trixie.
That's the bard gal, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, she seems to be the ship gossip. She's also the one that kind of started the rumors about Dahlia and Gaju.
All right. So as I pass Trixie and I kind of overhear them mentioning Treya, and that like she just kind of like came on like whatever. I'm just gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't eavesdropping, but I overheard your talk about the half elf, right?
Oh, yeah. She's down in port. She seems to be very shy, and you know.
Oh well. It turns out we do know her actually. We actually saved her from a really terrible situation that she was held captive.
Oh really?
And yeah, and so she's been through a lot, and we know her personally. So you know, a friend of ours is always welcome on this ship and wherever we may be, and obviously that goes towards people we've met and people we've worked with. And a prime example would be, you know, if you were in trouble, we'd probably want to help you and help you out and welcome you with open arms. So, you know, she's very shy, and I can understand that. So, you know, she has a hard time, I'm guessing, with being around new people, and I'm sure that we all would like to extend a hand of friendship to somebody that deserves it. And I'll kind of like let that last one dig in a little bit.
She's like, oh, well, I'll just keep with my duties.
Oh, that might be for the best. I mean, I personally am a great purveyor of stories, and sometimes, you know, information gets passed along wrongly, and nobody wants to look like a fool when the actual information comes out, right?
Well, of course, nobody wants to look the fool. Of course,
right?
Of course.
So, but I'm sure you know that. I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name again. What was it?
I'm Trixie, but you don't need to worry about that.
No, it's nice to meet you. I'm Apollo. It's very nice to meet you.
Oh, pleasure to meet you.
There's no need to bow or any of that nature. I'm no one special. I just, you know, another person. But I just wanted to say thanks for all your hard work on the ship, and we really appreciate you and everybody what you do.
You're welcome.
Oh, well, still, I know you guys are getting paid for this, but you all do a great job, and it's noticed.
Well,
But I'm sorry. I don't want to keep you any longer than I need to.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, like I said, you know, we all have our own stories, and and all that. I understand, but I'm sure she could use a friend and a better understanding of who she actually is.
She just like looks at you. She just kind of like shakes her head, like she doesn't really have much to say on the situation. She just kind of just like, almost like she just wants to walk away, but she's afraid of like getting in trouble for like walking away from like one of the head guests, kind of like that.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, have a good day, and it's nice talking to you.
You too. You too. As she immediately like tries to like dart off as quick as possible, making sure she's not being like a rude. As she immediately tries to head off to another level of the shit. Give me a perception check.
We'll leave it to 15.
15.
Yeah.
You swear that you kind of like the gossip queen that will play the fool when she's being approached and then immediately starts swinging as soon as she's walking away. This is what's happening. As soon as she leaves for another deck, you can hear her start to talk to one of her friends, talking about like, they don't even pay us enough for this. Why do we have to keep harboring more people? We don't get any nice spots. She's starting to unionize.
I will actually, because I heard that, I'm going to use telepathy to connect to her and say, it's not nice to talk behind people's back.
What the fuck?
And then I just snap the connection.
The hell was that? Fuck. Are you okay? I swear I heard somebody. Whatever. Alright, well. And then you don't really hear much anymore.
Alright, well, I would go grab some food and then reload my pocket pancakes and I'll head down to see Treya.
Okay. You go get your pocket pancakes, some food, head your way down to go see Treya. As you do see her, that she kind of like made like this little spot in the corner, kind of like the unfortunate.
Is she down by like the cannons section, or is she down by the like front?
She kind of like made her like a little corner right here, where there's like a little space by the door in the cannons, where she like put some bags of wheat together, and she kind of just like made this big huge area. And you can kind of see her like she just wants her privacy right now. She's immediately landed on a ship that has 15-ish people, and she's not truly familiar with most of them, and even you guys, she's still not truly familiar with you, other than she trusts you for saving her life. So she's just kind of centering herself and doing her thing, which is very similar to you, where she just kind of gets enveloped in her books. But the difference is, you can tell when you're looking at the book that this is more less arcane and more lore. She's reading a book about the... Give me a history check.
Let's see, history. That is a 21.
The book is called The Lore of the Varkesian Isles. You know what the Varkesian Isles is. It is the central point of the realm that is currently where you're going. It has been constantly repurposed every about 50 years, every time someone else decides to take priority over it. Currently it's Sorgaria. Before that, it was a unnamed location that was run by essentially the Pirate King of the area. But its original name was of such. And it looks like she's very fascinated with this area. You would know that there is actually a deep magical lineage to the island. It is reported that many mages, scholars, have sworn to the god that they serve that the Varkesian Isle is the central point of this realm, not specifically based on location, but it was the last thing left after the war that they believe existed before our ages. The last piece of land that did not get reset, and therefore it is a land that is immune to time. Therefore, there are gifts that are hidden within its crevices, that could teach people many things about a time long past.
I guess so the way down is just those stairs to like the north of the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Above the outside of the port. Okay. So he just kind of comes down. There's that like little half wall. He just kind of like quietly, like not quietly, but just like pops his head around. And it's just like, Treya? I'm glad to see you're awake.
Hi. Sorry, I is this a bad spot? I don't want to intrude
Oh
or
no,
anything
no,
like that.
no. I believe you're fine. I
Okay.
don't see why that would be terrible at all.
Oh, you're Apollo. Yeah, I was told told about you. I didn't want to disturb you, but I was gonna look for you earlier.
That's why I didn't want to disturb you either. It appears as though you're reading.
Yeah, I find it very comforting, kind of going into books. But I was aware that you were heading over to Sorgaria, and I decided to kind of, I was able to find this from one of the regular shopkeepers that move around, and he keeps a lot of the old lore. He finds it all over the place, and he was able to find this for me. And I don't know if you've ever read it before, but it goes over, I mean, who knows if it's true, but it goes over a few scholars' work about saying what the island that you're going to, what it actually truly was before apparently all this. As you can kind of see that she is a believer of the forbidden way of speaking, of the, it is not really allowed for people to believe that there was an actual age before the recorded age. That many scholars think that we're actually in the third age, not the second age, and there was a time before us. And she believes in that. She believes that there is this world that existed before, and that this is a very fascinating location you guys are going to. And she wants to treat this as kind of like an expedition to kind of like see what she can kind of piece together as far as the lineage thing.
So he will be like, oh, that I don't think I read that one before. That's very interesting. And the pursuit of knowledge is always incredibly important.
Well, you know what? She like closes it up. She like takes out the bookmark and she like wraps it around as a tie. Here, I'm almost done with it anyway. I've read it a couple times. But like as like a thank you for letting me stay on the ship. It's the least I can do. Yeah, my bag's a little full anyway. So here, take it.
Thank you. And he takes it, and he'll kind of like tuck it away.
It definitely looks like a makeshift book. Like the person she bought it from necessarily didn't. It might have been maybe like pieces of other people's work that they put together in their own binder. Like they took like a really, really nice binding and maybe ripped out the pages to it and then essentially like re-put in new pages to leave it as like a makeshift journal. So it's kind of like different pieces of work kind of like glued and stapled together of sorts, kind of thing. But go ahead.
No, I was trying to think if I wrote something down. He'll be like, "Well, I'll return it as soon as I'm done reading it. It's incredibly nice of you to let me borrow it. But you seem a little how do I say this? Not at ease on the ship here."
Well, I'll be honest. I don't like water. I really don't. And like I said, this is a lot of people. So it's kind of like two anxieties at once, and I'm just trying to stick away from both of them as much as possible until we kind of at least deal with one at a time whenever we make port. But yeah.
I suppose, well, there's something I do whenever I'm nervous or upset or I guess just sad. I mean, smiling always seems to make things a little better and makes me feel better. But we'll call this an even loan or trade for the time being. And when I give you your book back, then I guess you can give this back. And he reaches kind of into his coat and pulls out a wand.
Okay.
And he hands it to her like this. And he's like, if at any time you're feeling upset or sad, just point this at yourself, and he tells her the command word. It's a wand of smiles. It'll let you smile.
Oh. Well, it's
Even-
already
even
working
when-
because I am very happy about it. Thank you. That's
Well,
very
good.
nice. Thank you. That's very
You
nice.
didn't have to say the words. But if you need it, it's a nice little boost, and it's always helped me get through kind of hard times.
She immediately takes a spot where it looks like she's got like on the side of one of her belts that hangs off her hip. She's got a spot where she actually attaches what looks like they're currently empty vials. Maybe she used them already, and she kind of reties them so she can tie the wand to one of the spots so it stays secured on her hip belt. That's very nice. You know what? Just to have it with me makes me very happy. So it is definitely working. Thank you.
Well, good. I'm glad. Well, if you need anything, even if my door's not open, feel free to knock. You don't have to be a stranger. It's all right.
Okay. Well, if it's okay, I'd rather one step at a time. This is just that. I'm not used to so many people, so just going to someone's house, room, location is odd
then-
for me.
Oh, if it's all the same, then I'll come visit you each day. Make sure
Okay.
everything's going okay. Then
But
if
I
that's all right.
appreciate that. Thank you.
That's a very interesting chair you created. I would love to see how to make one of those.
Oh, it's nothing crazy. I just threw a couple bags here and just jumped into it, and it just works.
Oh, well, perhaps tomorrow you can show me how to make one, and I'll sit with you and we can just read together.
I'd like that.
Oh, okay. Well, if you need anything, let me know, and don't let the folks on the ship here get you. They like to gossip a lot.
I figured that out. Yeah. All right. Well, you have a nice day.
No, you too. And if you need anything, again, please don't hesitate to ask. And he'll kind of wave and part ways.
Go ahead.
Are the waves really rocking the ship right now?
They're not necessarily rocking it from port to starboard. They're mostly kind of due to the wind. They're kind of pushing it where almost it's actually lifting up the stern side a little bit higher, and it's actually pushing you guys at fast speed, which is kind of forcing either you or Arthur, whoever's actually manning the ship, to actually have to really focus both hands on the actual wheel at most times. So it's not necessarily making it rock left or right. It's mostly just kind of making you focus that doesn't have to happen. You almost kind of
Okay.
riding the waves more than anything else.
Okay. I want to say Gaiju probably spent a little while manning the ship,
Mm-hmm.
but too much force is gonna start fucking with his motion sickness.
Okay.
So he's gonna kind of go sliding off because hooves and ship and waves are not great combination, and he's just gonna go lean over the railing for a little bit.
Okay, fair enough.
Amazing. Because I was just so invested in 50 Shades of Purple last night. I totally fell asleep reading it, and I woke up, and I'm assuming the ship's rocky, back and forth, maybe.
It's hard to gain balance on it, but you're at least secure as long as you're not on the main bow or the stern. You don't have any threat of falling off the ship because you're going to move either back against the wall. But if you're on the bow or the stern, you'll have to definitely hang on to a railing.
Okay.
Yay.
I wake up to this rockiness and see that it's like storming outside, then I'm like, oh, this is so peaceful. It's so like nice and warm. And I look down, I'm like, oh shit, I'm still wearing his cloak. I gotta get this back. Especially since it's raining. So she'll hop up and head to the deck and see if she can find Gaiju.
Okay. If it's the same time, you would see Gaju kind of like hanging over and giving a good dry heave, a good hurl.
Oh, I've seen this before.
You know instinctively that no crew members have actually seen the captain actually do this yet, so you know instinctively to try to like block it so no one sees, because you do not want to see the. No,
Yeah,
bad luck
it's
to
still
see the
raining
captain
too,
actually have
right?
seasickness. It's not raining so much. You're mostly
Okay.
getting water from the actual splash of the waves. Like I said, it's mostly a very vicious wind. There is a little bit of drizzling, but it's the most of the water you're getting is just from the splash of the waves actually hitting the deck.
She will walk up behind him and take off the cloak and lay it over his shoulders to kind of help with the water.
Okay.
Um,
Pat the back.
and she's
Pat the back. Hold the hair.
yeah, a little bit. She's like, I'm positive this isn't wine this time, right?
Oh, this would be the seasickness. Good morning to you too.
I was coming to return this, but do you need help?
Mm,
Lesser
normally
restoration.
I would say no.
Casting lesser restoration on him, would that help with this motion sickness, seasickness thing?
I mean, it would give a temporary relief. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the storm will pass.
Is that better?
It would
I
take care
assume
of
I would.
yeah, it would take care of the overall effect that it was having on you.
Okay.
It's not going to be permanent, but you know, theoretically in an
Yeah.
hour, if it's stopped, then you're all good. But if it keeps rocking, you're going to kind of feel the urge, the hurl again.
Gotcha.
Oh, there it is. There's that hour.
He'll kind of like stand up. He's looking still a little green, but thank you. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot I gave this to you for a little, so thank you.
I meant to give it back earlier, and then things got a little crazy. So I apologize, but I appreciate the favor.
You still doing all right? Sunburn wise.
Yeah, yeah. It's noticeably lesser now, probably because she's once again been casting Cure Wounds.
Yeah, you're just like constantly doing it yourself. At this point, it looks like kind of
Mhm.
patchy. Like it's like you see
Excellent.
it's kind of like when you put a handprint on an actual sunburn, and it kind of leaves like that little mark. But now it's like impressed. So like every time she does Cure Wounds, it's like, all right, that's a little bit better. But then you're seeing the color change. It's like, okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. That's a little bit better. And then you're kind of like doing different spots in different locations.
She definitely would be focusing on the parts of her skin that are exposed.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, because last thing we need is to give more people gossip.
I'd say at this point, it
Fun
just
of
looks like a splotchy kind of like freckles of like sunburn on the body.
So cute. Okay, that's kind of cute. All right.
Here for
Yeah.
freckles.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a great tan. It's giving me a little bit of freckles, I think. Yes, but can I ask you something? Wren, yesterday, what do you think?
I think they have their reasons to be doing what they're doing. I'm not too fond of being spied on,
Yeah, it's a little weird.
but I'd be lying if I said it was the first time, so... I think right now we need the manpower.
Do you think they're right?
About
Everything?
the world is not black and white. Every side has its pros and cons and rights and wrongs. I've known for a long time what happens with New Averant, where this war will go. But it's not up to me to guide you guys through this. I think that's something that you will need to see for yourselves and decide for yourselves. And when that day comes, we'll deal with it as a group.
You know, obviously, like, we are a little bit of traitors because, you know, Gladwin and Allah's done that whole thing. But, I didn't expect Sylyk to leave so suddenly. So, I can't help but wonder if I should think a little harder about what we're doing. And where to go from here, you know?
Wren once said it, and to be honest, I probably couldn't have said it better myself. It's good to question orders and who you follow. It keeps you alive. The scars on my face are what happened for being loyal. And it nearly got me killed. Perhaps you should do some thinking.
Yeah. I've been doing some thinking since then. Just wanted another opinion. You know, Sylyk was kind of my shoulder to lean on for this kind of stuff, but he's not here anymore, so...
Well, you're certainly not alone.
He's right. I have another family. As you guys. So... I won't keep you from steering the ship. I don't know if that's what you were doing before
Arthur can get it.
Okay. By the way, that spell only lasts an hour. So if you need me to recast it in an hour, I could do that.
I'm going down below, and I am going to avoid the sea as much as possible. If I need you, I will let you know.
If you need a good book, I can recommend some. So
I'm not much of a reader.
fair. She'll shuffle away.
Okay.
Don't really have anything, so.
Yeah, she'll probably go back to her room.
Okay.
Pick
Alright.
back up where she left off at 50 Shades of Purple.
There you go. Anybody else for the rest of the day?
Probably gonna stay in my room because I took one step outside and my wings were like. And I tucked them in and went right back down.
It's like, nope. All right.
I'm gonna make an effort to be conspicuously visible for
Okay.
the whole day.
All right.
I'm just sitting on the deck, out of the way, watching the goings on, seeing how things, trying to get a handle on how things work.
Okay. You are you thinking of like the crew specifically?
Yeah, still trying to learn how the ship works.
Okay,
Feeling
got it.
like-
Oh, got it.
Not liking the whole being
Got
a
it.
passenger.
Okay.
thing.
Makes sense. Okay, yeah. So you take time to try to understand the mechanics of operating a ship, or at
Yep.
least being able to know how to assign crew members to different spots, why certain things happen during a storm, why certain things happen when there's not a storm. What do you do? In certain situations, you're taking into account. You're learning from it.
Watching what they're doing, trying to figure out how it all works in general.
By the end of the day, before you guys all rest, the storm itself calms down, but still gives you a good burst of speed ahead. By nighttime, it is clear, clouds are gone, and you got a starry night ahead of you. You're all able to get your long rest. From that point on, we're going to actually move this a little bit further. So I want someone to give me a d20 just for the next couple days.
I haven't rolled yet. Oh boy.
This is why I went first.
10.
10. Okay. Would you please roll me a d6?
1.
Is that good or bad?
Yeah, so we're all like,
Okay. With the next day going on, and later the day next, it's been pretty uneventful. The winds himself has been able to push you up. You're able to make it through near the end of the second day, trekking your way through. The ship itself, many of the crew decides to. You're able to notice that there are ships passing by, making sure that you do not get under attack. You all decide to lock down as many of the crew decides to slow the ship down as you see that there are pirate vessels passing by, but they have not noticed you. The one itself gives you a ability to avoid them, but it does slow you down. 6 would have been they would have found you and they would have gotten you with a surprise attack. You're able to pass by them. They don't notice you, but it did kind of slow you down a little bit due to the fact that you would have had to bring down the actual sails. Make sure you're not making too many waves, both literally and figuratively. And be as stealthy as possible. But you come through unscathed. Someone else give me 1d20, and this will be the last one I'm going to ask from y'all.
I'll go.
Okay.
Go ahead. I just want to say sometime during that day, I'll cast message to Apollo.
Okay.
And I'll just say, I didn't like seeing you crying. If you want to talk at some point, come find me. And that's all.
Okay.
You can respond if you want.
So he will respond with how much can I say? I don't know. I don't remember how message works.
20 words ish, something like that.
Okay.
15, 20. No one's counting. You have telepathy. You can say as much as you want.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but I think
They're restricted. They're restricted on the spell, but you can respond back using your telepathy.
I need to make sure though if I need to see though. I can't remember.
I think that once you make a connection with somebody, you can technically use it in range. I want to say based on telepathy.
You can see within 60 feet.
Oh, okay. So then you would have to
It
rely
It
on the
sometime
spells.
when we're both. It can be sometime we're both in the same area, just not with each other. Like anytime in there.
I message. He'll just reply back with let's see. My feelings don't just expect your honesty. And that's it. And when you're ready.
I shoot back a message that just said, "Of course your feelings matter. Whoever told you that they don't was wrong." And I'll plan to go find him later, not right now.
It just replies back with, your actions did.
Dahlia, what'd you get on that D20?
14.
14. Okay, that is it. Okay, please roll me a D6.
What's the threshold for good? We'll
What
never
if I
know.
lie and say 1?
You don't know what it applies to depending on the roll.
5.
But with the next 2 days coming up, the storm itself actually gets slower, and well, there is no storm. It is essentially just later and calmer. You do get in visual range due to the fact that it's a continent of itself. You start to get in visual range, that being pretty far away, of Sorgaria. To that point, you do eventually, even though they are quite some ways away, you do see other ships of the military vessels crossing back and forth. Nowhere near close enough for you to be able to communicate with them, but you start to notice a light at the end of the tunnel of sorts. You start to notice that due to the storms, due to the attack of the dragon, you guys have made it good, but on this last trek, you will definitely, when you port, you will definitely need to make some repairs before you can take it out again.
I do have a question for us before docking, which is, we now have an additional crew member who wasn't here when we departed. Do I know, or anyone know, what we have to do to make sure she can get to Sorgaria safely? Because she's not military.
We
You
call
all
her
would,
Sylyk and keep on going.
you, you all know that there's 2 different ways you can do this. Very much the same way Apollo was put into this is, if she wants, no one's ever asked her, if she wants to stick with you 24/7, 365, you can try to get one of the higher ups to allow her to be part of your team. But you have no idea if she's a military person or not. Or she can be like the rest of the crew and essentially stay on the ship and stay in the outskirts of town, where crew members, shops, and outside businesses can reside, and essentially stay in an inn or just stay on the ship. It's up to you, but no one's asked her.
Well, we should probably resolve that.
You still have a day before you would essentially make port. At this time, it's no longer checks. It's just, yeah, you see in the distance, but it's still going to take you a day before you can actually make port. I'd say almost a day. It's early morning, probably nightfall. So she's basically made herself a little home/nest down over by the port guns. She's kind of decided to kind of make that her little comfortable spot for right now.
So the question
Wren is
becomes,
really
do we recruit her for the army military that we're also talking about defecting from?
Yeah,
Right.
I think my instinctive, and I'm actually going to bring it up with her and saying, okay, we're going to get there, and these are the rules. And I'm pretty much going to propose to her that I think the best idea for her would be to stay in an inn and stay in the outskirts of town, and she can make her own decision what she wants to do from there. But I have no intention of trying it. My impression of her is not of someone who needs to be getting into that.
And just
regretting
imply,
bringing Apollo into it.
and just imply, she would have the same kind of station as Apollo does. Apollo doesn't have a natural rank within the military on his own. He only has a rank in the military as long as he's associated with you. So his rank is associated to your team. It would be the same thing for her. So she wouldn't necessarily have like a specific title. She would just be part of your team. That's what it's. So
I would like to find a quiet place to cast Sending to ask what the preference is for what to do with her.
oh, like you're gonna do sending amongst yourselves?
By myself.
Oh,
to ask what the
gotcha.
preference is.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So you find yourself a nice quiet spot.
Crow's Nest.
Okay. Get over to the crow's nest.
Checking in. Sorgaria inbound. Visitor arrived. Should I keep her close? Or keep her safe? Which is better?
There's not an immediate reply. It takes about a couple minutes, but you do know that they don't necessarily just reply spot. They gotta find themselves some privacy. Well, this is quite a rock and a hard place, if you will. We do not want her unwatched, but we also don't want to put her directly in danger. If you can assure me that she can be protected without your constant eyes, feel free to leave her with the vessel. But if you cannot trust that she will be safe, I will implore you to make sure that you do what you can to keep your eyes on her.
Oh god, Wren does not want to leave her here. Wren's gonna go talk to her.
Okay.
Reading.
Oh, hello. Good morning.
Morning.
I don't. Have we met yet? I don't think we have.
Nice. When you landed, I
Oh,
helped
right.
you. My name is Wren.
Right.
You saw
Right.
me in your dream place, apparently.
Right. Well, hi. Good morning. Can I help you with something?
Yes, you can. Two things. One, very soon we will land Sorgaria, and we will find ourselves amongst a military stronghold of which you have no experience.
Okay.
But I've heard that you have expressed your want to join us, and I am concerned for your safety.
Well, why's
But-
that?
I have no idea what we'll get up to, but I imagine it will involve a lot of blood. Now
Oh.
and again. Does that bother you?
I mean, it's not like I'm new to it, but are you actively trying to like kill somebody?
No, actually, not at the moment.
Uh,
But
Oh,
I'm just trying to gauge your tolerance for such a thing. I, personally, would rather be able to keep you safe myself. I
Oh.
think the best
Well, I appreciate
eyes
that.
are ones. Yes. And the ship is going to be full of our crew, which is fine, and there'll be a town, which I'm sure will be perfectly boring. But if you have a wanderlust that led you all the way across the sea, did you fly that far to stay in an inn while we go search after the destiny that you dream about?
well, absolutely not. Granted, I don't really want to be part of some great. No offense to whatever you guys are doing, stupid war, but realistically, I'd rather follow whatever this is showing me, even if it really is just kind of like, doing that. I mean, just to let you know, I've never heard anyone before. I'm really good at healing. I heal a lot. I'm
That's useful.
but I don't expect me to actually like be good in physical combat.
That's all right. That's what I'm for.
Oh well, that's perfect then.
Let me tell you a secret. Until recently, I'd never hurt anyone either. I tried to avoid it.
Oh, so what was recently?
A few weeks, give or take.
Did you kill somebody?
If I told you that I wasn't sure, would that bother you?
Not really. I guess if you're going to be vague about it, no, not really.
It's not being intentionally vague, I just don't remember.
Oh. On the fence, 50-50.
Alright. Well, why don't you get to be the judge of my character in the way that you so choose?
I'd appreciate that.
So, I don't expect you to fight in a stupid war. I would prefer not to, as well. But times are as they are, and you have seen a lot more things, it sounds like, than many people who have been at war for many years. I don't know if what you see is the future, but if you have any more visions, I would certainly like to be knowing about them right away, as opposed to finding out later.
Absolutely. I mean, I usually keep them close, but I trust me to be here. I'll trust you with my life. Obviously, it makes sense that we, both ways.
Yes.
But
Can
then go ahead.
Can I ask a favor of you in return?
Anything.
For this? You need to be very careful who you tell about what you're capable of. Very careful.
Oh. I mean, I'm not really... You mean my visions?
I mean everything.
Oh. Okay. You could definitely tell that she doesn't necessarily know what you mean. Maybe she thinks it's like, oh, maybe I can be a druid longer. I could like turn into an animal shape longer or something like that. She's like, okay.
The reason I say it is because you're very powerful, and usually someone that powerful would not be, just newly wandering in to be someone like Apollo, for example. You're both very powerful. And new Averant might have opinions about that, about what you should be doing.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep it to myself. I'll definitely keep it.
So keep it on the down low for a little while.
Sure. Yeah. I'll keep it quiet.
Good.
But I'll make sure, and then as she says this, she's actually clasping on an actual necklace you've never seen before. She's like, I'll make sure that if anything happens or any visions happen, I'll let you know. Give me a perception check.
Heck yeah. I like those. Pretty solid. 30-20.
30-20. You see that she's got this... It's a simple chain necklace. But it's not the necklace and the chain that specifically is what grabs your attention. It's the pendant that's on it. The pendant itself is actually what looks like a very complex star. It's almost like a blue sapphire star that's crossed interlaid over itself like 10 times. Almost like a star that's about to explode, and it got frozen in that specific instance. And it's almost like as she's referring to her vision, she grasps a hold of that star. As it kind of glows very slightly, not enough to brighten up a room, but just like almost like it reacts to her touch as she grabs a hold of it.
Is that an heirloom? something.
I've had it as far as I can remember. I remember that when I was little, it was handed down to me from somebody, but I don't know many of my younger years. I was passed over from orphanage to orphanage, so I just remember this is the one thing that I had, and I don't remember so much of like my first years, so I don't know who gave it to me or whoever, but it's given me comfort.
I have things like that too. I spent all of my life, minus a few years, in orphanages as well. So I understand the feeling. Not knowing where you come from is complicated.
Well, I mean, I don't think about it too much. I mean, for the past, since I was 5, I mean, I call her my mom. She's raised me. So as far as I'm concerned, she's my mom. And she's been taking care of me all my whole life, so... I mean, whoever it was who gave up me, you know, that's unfortunate, but I have my mom, and I know she didn't give it to me. This is the only thing I've had from whoever gave me up, but it does give me a sense of comfort, but at least I know that I still have someone out there that I can call family.
Maybe it's the North Star, and it will guide you to what you're looking for eventually.
Maybe. That could be. That could definitely be.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, you won't find that staying in a ship. So if you want to come, I will do my very best to keep you whole and hale, and I think these others, from what I gathered, have already done that once. I can't make the decision for you, but you can make it for yourself, and I will put your best interest ahead of everything else if need be.
Well, if you asked me this a week ago, I'd say definitely no. I don't want anything part of it, but I flew 3 days to catch up to you for a reason I do not understand, for a vision that makes no sense to me. All I know is that your group is something important, something special, and that it makes sense to me to follow along. So even if it means something that I would prefer not to be part of, if it means a goal of such great importance that I be part of it, then I will do what I must to protect you as long as you protect me.
I think you're going to fit in with Haraith just fine.
Oh, perfect. Okay, alright. She just starts like getting stuff, repacking like her satchel, starts like resashing everything.
Let me know what you decide, because there's lots of paperwork to do if you want to come along.
Well, I'm coming along. I'm definitely coming along.
Alright. Dira's gonna be so pissed at me.
Yeah, she starts like repacking up her satchel. She kind of like had like this like if you didn't have any like end tables or nightstands, like she like made like little like shelves out of books. And then she's repacking up her satchels, and she had some like quills and ink, so she kind of like made herself like a makeshift bed with nightstands and a desk, kind of like that. So she's like reorganizing stuff because she kind of like moved shit around without anybody's permission.
It's if she was hanging out in the room, it's my room, and I gave her permission. So
no, well, this would have been down by the cannon. So she literally took like barrels, and then she took like some like loose tables and some like boxes, and she put them all together. Made like the most like makeshift, grittiest kind of like little bed spot. But it worked.
It's a fort.
Right. Yeah. Basically, yeah. She made herself like a little fort. You can also tell that she, you being also half elf, you have a general knowledge of a physical distinction of how old she could be. With your own knowledge and foresight into the similar race, her age would be between 20 to 30. she does have a younger personality, though. She definitely does have like a more free-spirited, but very shy personality. Very much of a...
We're a super similar age, but we're nothing alike.
Correct. Yeah. But so far, she has learned to trust you with the fact that you are willing to protect her as long as she decides to follow along. And she already trusts most of the group. I think, yeah, all the group, because Apollo was there. So she's willing to follow you all as long as it follows what her dreams / visions are showing her.
I mentally prepare myself for getting yelled at and having to make my point.
With that being said, I don't want to go too far into this because we're going pretty long in the session. We're almost going to 4 hours. But we'll continue that off on next session with the site of Sorgaria very much coming into, and plans are starting to come through with a few discussions coming in and ahead that need to be done. Maybe some discussions of should we have done this? What are we going to do to get there? So on and so forth will happen next time. But officially next session, you guys will be in Sorgaria, minus a few minutes. And we'll officially start off with the actual true reason why you're coming here. So, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for jumping into the chat. Thank you for our new followers. And don't forget to check out our homepage for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Every little bit helps. And do not forget that I have made this promise that if you guys donate enough, I will sing Under the Sea, a Little Mermaid, when this happens. So,
Yes.
$50,
I will
y'all.
honor this.
y'all.
If for some reason we can get up to the 1,000 marker, I will go in full cosplay. I'll do full sea elf while singing this. So,
Amazing.
you want to do this? We will do this. But thank you all, and have a good night.